In the world of radio shock jocks, the biggest are Opie and Anthony.
These people say shocking things that border on offensive in order to entertain their audience.
I refuse to sit here and think that radio has to be nice. Why? Why does radio, out of any other medium, have to be nice? We are being now held to a standard where we have to be nice and make people feel good. Go screw!
Radio bad boys, Opie and Anthony.
Controversial radio personalities, Opie and Anthony.
Infamous DJs, Opie and Anthony.
Talk show radio hosts, Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony.
Radio shock jocks, Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony.
Shock jocks, Opie and Anthony. Shock jocks, Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. Shock jocks, Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony.
Let's welcome Leslie Nielsen to the Opie and Anthony Show.
How do you do?
We should play drunk or stroke. Okay, stroke.
Opie and Anthony.
My first time sort of touching a woman, I don't know what words were used.
First time you picked a girl's nose, what happened?
Her parents come home, so we break it all up, and the dog runs over, and he's just licking my finger.
This is where entertainment is going.
You're Chris Hansen. I am. Have you seen the show? I thought you were real funny on Opie and Anthony. Oh, you listened to me on Opie and Anthony.
Wow. That's a plug you don't really want. Unbelievable.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Let's get the show on the road.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday on the Opie and Anthony Show.
Is it?
Wow is alive and well.
Weather's getting nicer.
Finally.
Wow, weather.
We want to get the big push out there for Whip 'em Out Wednesday now that spring has sprung. Well, it's sort of sprung. Actually, spring starts in May now, right?
Does it?
I think so.
Because of global warming?
Yeah, we're like a month.
How does that work?
We're a month behind.
It's too cold because of global warming.
It's like 40 degrees right now in New York City. It should be like 60 this time of year.
Ask Al Gore.
Screw Al Gore.
Let us all know why it's cold out. Because of global warming. Hi.
Phone number 877.
That's it?
212.
Oh.
I was grabbing my mouse. O&A. Let's say hi to John in New York. John, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hi, John.
Yeah, I just wanted to congratulate Jimmy on the great job he did with the bully, Ventura, yesterday, Mr. Navy SEAL.
Oh, thanks, man.
Was he a Navy SEAL? I didn't notice that from yesterday's
conversation. Yeah, I read something like that after. He was humble about it. He didn't mention it. But I wish I had thought of it yesterday. But, because he really, for years, he didn't have anything to say about it. And all of a sudden, that crack SEAL training kicked in, and 7 years later, he said, wait a minute. There's a conspiracy. A good way to notice when you're walking down there.
He took time to really absorb the info and make an assessment.
He was. It was pretty amazing. It was an amazing interview yesterday.
Amazing.
Thanks for the call, John.
Thank you, John.
And he was bragging about how, a poll on CNN or Larry King. A lot of people want him to be the president of the United States of America. Remember, he was bragging about that. And then after the wackiness he showed on our show, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Thank God he's nowhere as close to being the president of the United States. He did a good job for Minnesota for a few years. But
Minnesota.
But I don't know. I think he's lost his mind. I really do.
Well, he could have.
Huh?
He could have lost his mind.
I said I think he did.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
I think he lost his effing mind.
I think he did.
So... And who's this, Alex? What were you trying to tell me, E-Rock, just before the show?
Alex Jones, the theorist guy for radio.
Oh, my God. The what?
Oh, the theorist guy for radio?
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
The theorist guy. We were just going to glaze over that?
Yeah. He's the theorist guy for radio.
Well, whatever. So
no, not whatever. What is he?
A conspiracy theorist.
Okay.
Very nice. Now say that really fast.
Yeah,
go.
9/11 conspiracy theorist. Go.
9/11 conspiracy theorist.
There you go.
Very nice.
His apparently his website needs to be rebooted, but on his homepage he had your photo with Jesse Ventura and it was linking to the audio of the interview. Says it starts off strong, it gets interesting, but then you guys fall apart because you can't intelligently answer his questions.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Happened.
Yeah, okay.
Good point, Alex.
When he sat there and just babbled.
When he spun the microphone away and wouldn't talk into it?
Yeah.
He said, well, you've convinced me.
He got so frustrated by the answers Jimmy was giving that he actually took the microphone away from his own face. God, who is this Alex Jones guy?
just he
douche?
does some brokerage
No, you were
radio.
supposed to say
He's a conspiracy, the theorist guy.
Huh?
He's the theorist.
He's syndicated on a lot of AM stations, like overnights and.
Yeah, is he? Why is everyone saying great job, Jimmy versus Ventura there? The message boards, everyone was saying it. So,
Wow, and my we don't get mad, we get even.
you have to sleep sometimes.
Yes,
Is that it?
keep talking, it'll happen.
Did you sleep well? Did he come in your window and
well,
have a knife in his teeth?
I wanted to doze off while he was talking. We get it. We know the fuel. It's hot, metal burner. I know, planes and the cell phones on the moon.
On the moon.
God, shut up, get it.
He's had a fall from grace. That was my observation from yesterday.
Swan dive.
He had a hell of a political career going for himself, and somewhere along the way, he lost his marbles.
He's a new theorist guy, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe Rock? Sure.
Let's say hi to Steve in Chicago. Steve, what's up?
It is Steve.
How you guys doing?
Good, Steve.
Hey, Jimmy, I just wanted to say, man, you're my hero after that yesterday.
Thank you, buddy.
I don't know if you guys heard, apparently Jesse Ventura wasn't allowed to speak his mind for 3 years or something. Is that true?
No, he's 6'8". Who's telling him about to say what he wants?
He can do whatever the hell he wants.
Oh, okay, never mind. I heard false information. But anyway, I just wanted to say, man, I think this is going to be a big backlash on this psychotic, good publicity for you guys.
My problem wasn't even that his opinion was what it was, because, look, whatever. People have, when he said something about Muhammad Atta's passport, since day one, that has been to me like, all right, luckiest find ever. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is creepy how the lead hijacker's passport, you think, of course, that's a creepy.
Kind of found on the street. Yeah.
Man. I'm not going to say it's not a very, very bizarre thing.
Maybe the government just got another copy because they really wanted to tie up everything nicely. They knew it was him, but they just wanted to really show the American public.
Yeah, look.
It was him.
Found his passport.
Right.
But he sulked. It's like, what, are you going to take your toys and go home?
I don't know.
He really did.
Sorry.
I think you got to be from Manhattan to understand what it would take to wire those two buildings without anyone noticing.
I know. Come on.
Thousands and thousands of people working in that building pretty much 24/7.
Well, he had an answer for that, too, during a break. You know who was the head of security for that building for the 3 years prior?
Bin Laden?
George Bush's brother. Like, what? Was he?
So, and then he said that they closed down a few floors, but if you follow his logic, every floor would have had to been wired for explosives.
Yeah.
For it to fall like
me.
he thought it fell.
People getting in the elevator with like boxes of TNT, like cartoon things that just say dynamite on the side.
Right.
Well, some elevator music plays.
And how are they covering up all the holes as they're getting the explosives into the foundation of the building?
And not
the foundation, but the structure of the building.
Not one piece of metal with a hole that had been drilled in it was found. Like, not one out of, 10,000?
Well, he says that some of the beams were cut with shape charges. It's like, what? Were they? I never heard of that. I never saw a picture of that. I just saw tangled wreckage.
I was a SEAL. I should know that, because 7 years later, I recognized that. I didn't recognize it when I was in office, or when it happened, or when I was down there. But I saw some college student's website, and then I just, all right, we know. Sure.
And he really thought we were going to agree with him. That was the amazing part of the whole thing, because the interview was really terrific in the beginning. We're all agreeing, and he had some interesting things to say. And then he kind of put his foot up, and he was sitting back, and he's like, and this 9/11 thing, my son told me I had to go and read some of this stuff on the internet, and man, I'm starting to believe. I'm like, whoop, time out.
Are you?
Commercial time. We'll get back to this in a few minutes.
Every time he brought up a point, we should have just brought up facts from the movie Predator and have him try to talk about that.
Yeah.
So what do you think was the camouflage that the Predator used? How was he able to make himself look like the trees? Comment? No, I was talking about 9/11. Oh, no, we're talking about Predator.
Yeah, right.
I love that. How were you able to hold that mini gun from the helicopter? Was the ammo hard to hold on that one?
Did you have a nicer trailer than Carl Weathers? Because you know why.
We wanted to talk to him about Predator and his wrestling days, but wow, that 9/11 stuff took on a life of its own yesterday.
Sam was very upset after the show.
Yeah.
that we didn't stick to wrestling, he said.
Oh.
He goes, you guys should have, he gave us some criticism.
Yeah.
So we should have stuck to wrestling. Because then it would have made the conversation a lot nicer.
I think he was joking.
Yeah, I don't know he was.
I think he was too.
Hey, videos of Jesse Ventura's appearances up on our website that we still cannot promote, but it's named after this fine radio show.
Mm-hmm. Crap.
They might also be linked to onaradio.com. We'll see.
Could someone power boot my computer? Thank you.
Let's say hi to Jeremy in Indiana. Jeremy.
Hey, boys.
Hey.
Jimmy, first of all, you're the man, first of all. And second of all, I just wanted to say, not only was what Jimmy was saying was awesome, counteracting everything he had to say, Opie and Anthony, you guys were perfect backup for him. You know what I mean? It was just amazing, like 1, 2, 3 punch.
1, 2, 3 punch.
I don't know if that made any sense.
No, it didn't.
Anyway, he looked like a complete.
We were Jimmy's background singers. We were just.
Yes,
we were just.
the dream girl.
We were swooping and oohing and on.
The Pips.
Anyway,
yeah, we were Jimmy's
Jimmy
Pips.
Norton and the Pips.
Yes.
We were the Pips to Jimmy Norton's fine conversation there.
They had box cutters.
I got to tell you, Jeremy, that's really not a compliment that you're saying basically we were his backup singers.
Well, no,
oohing and
but,
on.
because Jimmy was holding his own, and you guys knew it, I think,
Yeah, he was holding his own, squeezing it, pinching the helmet.
Yeah. Pulling it right in front of him. What are you going to do about this, big fella?
Because there wasn't much more you could say that Jimmy hadn't already said, though,
To be honest with you, dude, I wish I had more facts. Like, I mean, when you're arguing something like that, you sometimes you're arguing with common sense and emotion. I got an email last night. It's like, I wish I would have known this. When he mentioned Payne Stewart's thing, they tracked that. The guy raised a great point in an email. He's like, yeah, well, Payne Stewart's transponder was left on.
Right.
These planes were turned off on purpose to make it harder for them to track.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. And there was a time difference. It wasn't a 20-minute tracking. It was an hour and 20.
Yeah.
This guy sent me a great MySpace from like that was some stuff I wish I had handy.
I don't really trust our government, but I certainly don't believe that the government took down the Twin Towers. I just don't believe that one whatsoever.
Well, you convinced me.
Whatsoever.
You've convinced me.
All right. Hey,
really?
We got to move on. I think we start the show today with a little sing-along. Why is that?
No, we started. Oh my God, we started the show. Hi, good morning.
No.
Hey, how about that, Jesse the Body?
Here we go.
Oh,
hold on a minute. I didn't mean to be ignorant. Mike in New York, go ahead.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
Mike.
Hey, that's a little bit of an ignorant statement. You say you're wise to everything that goes on in Manhattan buildings. I'm in construction. I do work in buildings. We bring stuff in. Nobody in the buildings knows what it is. We don't even get checked by security anymore.
Oh, yeah? And,
that
sir?
was the case that doctor would have gotten hacked by the guy who came in with the bag full of knives.
Wait,
sir.
Telling me everybody was wise in the building that knew what was going on.
But, sir?
Wait, first of all, I didn't mean to be ignorant. I think there's people that don't live in Manhattan and think and have no idea of the hustle and bustle of some of these buildings. And so you believe that
because of the hustle and bustle, everybody's busy and not paying attention to what's going on around.
Not paying attention to people drilling holes in beams through walls?
Hey, you know how many times we do it in construction sites? People will fight and don't ask questions.
Dynamite?
Yeah, we're not
putting
talking
fuses.
But we're not talking a basic construction project where you drill a couple of holes for something.
Or replace a ceiling tile.
This would be a major job. And why hasn't anyone come forward? And don't say because they died in the buildings. I'm thinking if a major construction thing is happening, you'd probably would have quit your job and realized, wow, something huge is going down here.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be a part of it. And I got to tell the authorities.
I got you. I'm going to go with Jesse Ventura on this one. You guys completely convinced me. I'm convinced.
No, you really believe that the government took down the Twin Towers?
Oh, no. I'm just saying, you made it sound like, oh, we know everything that's going on because if you're in Manhattan, nothing sneaks by your eyes.
No,
there's a lot of stuff that sneaks by. I live in Manhattan myself, and there's a lot of things that happen.
Have you ever been around the Twin Towers?
Yeah, of course. I've worked down there.
It was like a mini city.
Of course, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot going on. It's impossible to see everything that's going on or be wise to it all.
There's way too many eyes. Way too many eyes.
Listen, guys, I don't want to upset you. I love the show. I love you guys.
You have already.
All right, I apologize for the ignorant statement. I just know we get a lot of people that come into New York and they've never been in the Twin Towers and they make up, they come up with all these theories. It's like, were you ever in and out of that building? Do you understand what it would have taken?
I wonder if the people drilling the holes and planting the dynamite, to kill everyone in the building, do they take lunch? And if so, what do they talk about? Like, they're human beings.
Yeah.
They're not robots. So, like, they're putting, like, dust in, and they're walking by basically people that they're helping to murder.
Yeah.
Thousands of them. Do they go down? You want to grab a hoagie?
Yeah, they get one of the gophers. Hey, grab some sandwiches for the guys.
Right.
All right, yeah, we're just here to, murder people.
Yeah, and we got to do the 88th floor tomorrow. We're on floor 87. They're in the other building. You want to meet downstairs later for Coke? All right.
So what'd you do today at work, hon? Well, we're demolishing the Twin Towers. Well, I didn't hear that on the news or anything. They never brought that up. Yeah, I know. It's odd.
Yeah, keep it under your hat, honey. Between us.
Say anything.
It's just amazing.
It was a hell of a day today. We were laughing. We were up on the 86th floor, just drilling holes and putting explosives in there. And, you know that guy Mike, he's such a character. He took the TNT and made antennas with it, and he was walking around and making the employees laugh.
Or maybe they didn't know what they were doing. They were just doing what they were told.
Right.
And all of a sudden, like on September 11th, like, wait a minute. I drilled holes in that building for 6 months and put bombs in. That could have been what happened.
I think I might have been responsible for that. Stop it.
Plus, the more you read about 9/11, they were hoping to completely destroy the economy of the United States of America. So the president of the United States was going to take that risk, take down these two huge buildings, and possibly collapse the economy?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a risk right there. Do we have time for our sing-along? Yes,
I hope so.
We're going to try to move on to other things. This 9/11 thing we could talk about any day of the week. We got great stuff going on today.
I love this. Is this anyone's guilty pleasure? This is just guilty. There's no pleasure to this whatsoever.
Oh, there's a lot of pleasure when you hear the story.
I love this song. This is Dr. Pepper guy.
Yeah, it's David Naughton.
David Naughton and American Werewolf in London guy. Yeah, remember that? Remember that movie?
You might remember this song a little bit.
He was the star.
I drink Dr. Pepper and I'm proud. But now you look around these days, there seems to be a Dr. Pepper craze. I'm a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper. If you drink Dr. Pepper, you're a pepper too. Us peppers are an interesting breed.
Jesus.
An original
goes on forever.
There was a second verse. We didn't get the second verse during the commercial.
No.
Only Dr. Pepper tastes that way. I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Drink Dr. Pepper.
Jeez, I wonder what he did.
Well,
he was Dr. Pepper song.
Yeah.
He was a naughty boy. David Naughton was very naughty.
Naughty. Starts with a G-H.
The guy who became famous with the Dr. Pepper commercial has pleaded no contest to domestic battery.
Oh.
The incident occurred right outside Vegas shortly before midnight on January 28th. It takes so long to get the news these days.
Yeah.
Like the internet. Why didn't this come out January 29th?
Right after it happened.
He was famous for the commercial, and he was famous for an American Werewolf in London. He got into it with his wife of 5 months.
Oh, boy, that's a bad relationship.
Caught her drinking like a Sprite or a Coke.
Got all angry.
According to the police report obtained by TMZ, the 57-year-old actor was arguing with his wife on the phone, which escalated when he came home, allegedly grabbing her arms and throwing her around. Gave her the goon hand.
He's a pepper.
According to the police report, Naughton was arrested for domestic battery, first offense, due to the fact that he used willful and unlawful force against his wife by placing his hands upon her, grabbing her in a forceful manner, and throwing her around.
Oh, he goon-armed her.
He did.
Slug her, right?
Sentenced to 30 days. He did, I think, a day. out of the 30.
How else?
He served 1 day out of the 30.
How else are you supposed to make a political point if you can't just grab the bitch and toss her around
and
a little?
Shake her a little.
Leave some fingerprints in the fatty of the arm. Little arm fat fingerprints. That's how you make a political point.
Arm fat fingerprints.
Yeah, right under, between the elbow and shoulder, that little fatty part of the arm.
There's nothing worse than when you see a woman walking around and those bruises, those telltale 5 little bruises. Yeah. 4 on one side, 1 on the other.
Little crescent marks with a nail.
Yeah. Of that fat little arm.
What's that? Oh, that's the "what'd you say, bitch" bruise.
The thumbprint under the arm.
Yeah, the muscle.
All right, before we take our first break, let's say hi to Boston. It's Sonny Forelli, everyone. Sonny!
Hey, guys, what's happening?
Yee.
How was the home opener?
Hey, did you hear who threw out the ceremonial first pitch at yesterday's game? It was Bill Buckner.
Yeah, that's why I took your phone call. Why would the Red Sox have Bill Buckner throw out the first pitch?
All's forgiven because they won a World Series. That's pretty much.
It was a friggin' joke because they were all clapping and making this big ceremonial, big deal about it. You know, they're having him walking across the field and he's all crying and teary-eyed.
They clapped for him?
Like, you know, the media's making a whole big hokey-pokey big deal about this whole thing, you know, and you know, the whole thing about it was that, you know, when that ground ball went by him in the '86 World Series.
Wait, what happened, Sonny? Can you refresh everyone's memory?
Well, no. But I went out and went drinking for 4 years afterwards, you know?
I love this guy.
The hell with the guy, you know? I mean, come on, you know? Like, what, are we going to forgive him because we won 2 World Series?
You really should forget at this point. You won a World Series. I mean, the Bill Buckner thing should be a distant memory at this point. Now, wait, so they announce him and then he walks across the field and he's all teary-eyed?
Yeah, he started jerking a tear or two, and he was like out there on the pitcher's mound, and he had his hands in his pockets, like he was kind of like unsure, like how the crowd was going to react to him and stuff like that. And it was kind of funny watching him walk out in that field, like it was almost like he was ready to turn around and walk right back into the Green Monster where he was hanging out. You know?
So what? They gave him a standing ovation, probably.
Yeah, they did. They had the Boston Pops in the back, kind of doing this fancy song behind him and stuff like that.
Was it making it?
It was a
David
joke.
Naughton?
It was really a joke.
Well, did they remember the play?
Well, I'm sure they do.
Did they show the play? That's what I would have done.
Oh, yeah.
You set up Bill Buckner. He's out there on the mound. He thinks it's a great moment. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to all point and laugh at Bill Buckner.
Turn your attention to the big screen.
Right. Turn your attention to the big screen for this look back at Bill Buckner's career. And it's just a montage of the same play over and over again.
It's behind the bag.
Give everybody rotten fruit in Fenway Park and they tell
right, right. It's rotten fruit. It's rotten vegetable day at that
Set them up.
Right.
Everyone's talking to him like, no, it's going to be good. They forgive you.
Yeah, little do they know they handed out like rotten tomatoes to every fan in attendance.
Well, it would have been funny if he was throwing the pitch and he only got it halfway down the
How funny would that visual be, though? Just the complete setup.
Oh, yeah. Just set him up to look like a douche.
Every player is like bent over looking at a ball going between their legs, like pretending like they're miming it out.
Right.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy. It doesn't sting as much, though. You got to, you got to be honest.
Now that they,
it doesn't sting as much. And the dumb Mets, they lost their home opener yesterday, and I guess people were in tears down here in New York because
tears in their eyes, I guess,
because it was the last home opener for that S-hole that is Shea Stadium.
He should have thrown a pitch to Bucky Dent.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the info, Sonny. I did hear about that, and I was wondering what that looked like. Too bad they didn't set him up. I would have. Oh God, that would have been the greatest thing ever.
Hey guys.
All right. We got to take a break. Speaking of Boston, Mayor Menino.
Oh, what an ass.
He's going after violent video games or video games in general.
Yeah, video games. He doesn't know.
I hate these politicians that go after the violent video games.
He really doesn't know.
None of these politicians know. We'll get into it next. Stay there. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. What's up, kids? It's Opie and Anthony. And little Jimmy Norton, who's heading out this weekend. Where are you going to be, Jimmy?
Saturday night. There are tickets available. I will be at Clutch Cargo's. It's in Pontiac, Michigan. I've never performed there before. You can go to Ticketmaster. This Saturday, one show only. Clutch Cargo's on Huron Street in Pontiac, Michigan. It's actually a 7:30 p.m. show.
Ooh.
Nice and early, so you can get out on time and, I guess, get away from the city area.
Yeah. Sure.
Detroit, white shows are always, start at 6 p.m.
Well, there's a curfew.
Yeah. Nice seeing Keith the cop. His white shirt.
I know.
Just weird.
Can I have
not a grunt anymore.
No, he's not. He's doing very well for himself.
Anthony was gone the whole break, apparently making stew.
I know. My tummy really hurts.
Oh, really?
My lower intestines.
Oh, no.
Ugh. Sorry.
Yeah. You never go in there for any period of time.
I'm in pain.
Are you?
Yeah.
No, it's weird,
I'm going to have to go again.
I bet you Anthony was on the bowl. I bet his little feet. Are you going in there now?
Yeah, I really have to. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
I have an observation. I think
I have to.
I have an observation. I think you had a long night, Ant.
Yeah.
I think you had a long night. It's not quite right today. It's very obvious. He doesn't do this usually.
Never.
And the funny thing is, he came out and he told us what he did in there, which is very uncharacteristic of Anthony. Just talking about what he did in the bathroom made me want to go. You know how when women work together, they all get their what together, right? Yeah. They all sync up. I think it's with guys, too. You start talking about it, and then the next thing you know, you need to do one, too.
That'd be a funny photo shoot, because people think that you guys do everything together. Like, you guys have an apartment, right? You just split with, tape down the middle.
Yeah.
You ought to just go to the bathroom back-to-back on the bowl. Both look over your shoulders at the camera to the left.
Yuck.
Poor Anthony's in there. He never. He hates that we all know right now that he's making a duty.
Oh, he's probably turning down the monitor. He's very ashamed.
Oh, yeah. He is, because he has to just see that giant gift that God gave him flopped over his leg.
Hitting the water.
Yeah, I bet he's so embarrassed he tucks it under his shirt. He has to tuck it under his shirt, that giant, delicious gift.
He's got to hide the shame.
Poor Anthony.
It's a gift for everyone else. It's a shame for him.
Yeah, like I said,
and Anthony's he's a weird one, too, man. He has to flush as he goes.
Yeah, of course he does.
I wait to the end and one big flush.
I've been taking pictures.
Yeah?
Honest to God, I can't stop.
Why?
I don't know. Why not? That's the question. Sometimes it's just fun. I always had that. I like to just capture. I wanted to save it. I told you years ago I took Polaroids, and I put them up on my dresser, and my ex-girlfriend at the time came over with her really sexy, hot cousin.
Yeah.
And I forgot those pictures were up there, and they're like, what are these pictures of?
Why would you display them like that?
I don't know. It just was funny to me. Actually, people would walk in.
Actually, it is kind of funny. Hey, Ed, how you doing? I heard an okay in the background. I think Ann had a long night. I have a feeling he might have had a long night.
Open the door, stupid. You gotta give him a mic. Just don't look in.
He's not gonna open the door for you. Are you crazy? He rocks with the mic.
He yelled, give me a mic.
Oh, really? E-Rock has a mic for you. He's saying no, go away.
I was hoping Dummy would just open the door and get yelled at. Poor Ant's little feet are stretched straight out. He looks like a little kid in an easy chair or in a sofa where his little feet don't hit the end.
What?
It's like soft serve, he said.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's got to be awful.
All right, well, we're going to do a little sing-along. I think I got the next political song. Ooh. We all love the Laverne and Shirley Hillary Clinton song, right? This one is going to sweep the nation, I'm telling you. The guys have been having a lot of fun with this in the office. I present you the McCain girls.
Oh, who's it? B. Arthur, Rue McClanahan.
Right. It's Randy McCain, everyone.
Hi. We're your McCain girls. And have we got news for you? You better get ready, all you lonely girls. And leave those Democrats.
Look at the video. Look at these pigs.
Campaign is rising. Obama's getting low, according to our sources. McCain should get the vote.
Will these sellouts?
The 2008 election, the forecast calls for rain.
One of the girls looks like Mrs. Cunningham from Happy
Marion
Days.
Ross.
Right, Marion Ross in the background.
It's raining McCain. Hallelujah, it's raining McCain. Amen.
Right about now, Anthony, if he wasn't in the bathroom, would be playing the Turn It Off clip. So just imagine that as you keep listening to this piece of crap.
Or change the lyrics to It's Raining Stew. That's what it's doing in there.
John McCain, he's a Vietnam veteran too. He took off to Vietnam, and he did what he had to do.
This is a goof.
He taught every angel.
They're taking it pretty seriously, Jim.
Rearrange the vote so that each and every American could find John McCain. It's raining McCain. Hallelujah, it's raining McCain. Amen.
This poor guy was beaten in a POW camp, and they picked the faggiest song ever.
For the poor guy.
It's Raining Men.
Well, it's the obvious choice, though. You know what sucks, though? This McCain Girls, Raining McCain on YouTube, has over 1 million views already. And we can't get anyone to watch smelling Big A's tongue scrapings. Why do they need to see this instead of Big A and the tongue scraping bit we did?
I just had It's Raining
fair.
a pudding cup.
No kidding.
2 hosts, 1 cup.
What do you think of this McCain Girl song, huh?
Awful.
You're right, she does it like Mrs. C.
Yeah, Mrs. C-word.
All right, we'll shut it off there. You're right, Ann. You're going to make it today or what?
Yeah.
Going to make it through?
I'm right. I just got my tummy hurts.
What happened? What were you eating last
night? My lower tummy.
A little dinty more.
Yeah, a little beef stew percolating.
What'd you have? Hot chicken wings and grapes?
No. Ew.
That's a great combo.
No, I had a chicken tacos.
Ugh.
I think that was a problem.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Yeah, I had like 3 chicken tacos, and they're coming out like shell first. Ow.
With wide.
Yeah.
Lengthwise. Wise, I should say.
When you run the paper, it's going to start getting to the point now where it looks like a 5-year-old ate like butterscotch ice cream and you dabbed his cheeks with it. Like, oh, come here now. You got some on your mouth and chin.
Oh, God, yes.
Clear.
It's awful.
Let's say hi to John in Pennsylvania. John, what's up?
Hi, John.
Hey, how you doing? I just wanted to say I believe Mayor Menino had a comment on that. I feel much like a cookie. The video game industry will crumble.
All right, yeah, we could get into let's get into the Mayor Menino thing, the fine mayor of Boston. God, we've been gone 10 years, and he's still the mayor of Boston.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. And now he's going after video games. And we have a passion for video games on this fine radio show. Our listeners love their video games. And it drives us nuts when these politicians go after video games, especially violent video games, because they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
No, there's no proof that it damages the children, but they'll get out there and talk about how it increases violent behavior. Stop it.
It's a safe thing to go after. It really is. You know, it doesn't take a lot of, as we like to say on the show, heavy lifting.
No.
You know, try to ban cigarettes or try to ban alcohol, that type of thing, and you're going to have a hell of a problem on your hands. It's easy to go after video games. Very, very easy. So here's Mayor Menino. Listen to this.
These video games are violent, and kids play with them. They see them on TV at all times. You know, we got to take
and all the
measures.
times.
Huh?
They see him on TV and all the times. Listen, just really pick apart how this guy speaks. He's awful.
It's just amazing. They get very nervous when we talk about Mayor Menino, but it has to be brought to
stop,
everyone's attention.
Please.
The guy can't talk, and he's the mayor of a major city.
Forever.
Like times, we got to take some measures.
Do we?
Oh, you want to get that? All right.
Oh yeah, just listen. Listen to his speaking technique.
They play with them. They see them on TV at all times. We got to take some measures to restrict access to this violence. It was the First Amendment. You can't do it because of this. We always can't do something. My measure is let's do something to restrict young people from being glorified with this violence. And
being glorified.
As I look at this,
young people being glorified with this violence.
Yeah.
Violence is glorifying the young people.
He just can't talk, and he's a mayor.
He's an idiot.
Just keep in mind,
Sorry.
he's a mayor. I know I babble and I can't talk right at
Mayor.
times, but I'm just a dopey radio guy. I'm not the mayor of a major city.
I have Goldie Wilson.
These young people being glorified by violence.
Yeah.
What?
People from being glorified with this violence. And as I look at this, I watch little kids out there with these little video games, and there's shootings, there's killings, and all that. We've got to do something. Everybody says we can't. I'm saying we can, and let's start now.
When the hell did this happen?
These politicians don't understand. You take the entertainment away from the youth of America.
That's when they go out.
What do you think the youth of America are going to do?
Do some violence.
If they don't have any entertainment that they're really interested in.
They're going to toilet paper your house.
They're going to be corner.
My gosh.
They're going to be corner boys. They're going to be slingers.
Slingers? Are you using wired terminology?
Absolutely.
All right, I thought so.
Season 4 done 1 season ago. The mayor continues
babbling,
trying to get. And why is he bringing up the First Amendment when it comes to video games?
I have no idea.
Because you're playing with fake guns. You're not allowed to play with fake guns now.
Well,
you're allowed to play with real guns according to the amendment.
I think he's.
Oh, right. Freedom of speech.
I think he's talking. Yeah,
you're right.
Freedom of speech, freedom of expression.
You're right.
Everybody has a responsibility. I'm taking some of that responsibility. I know it's controversial.
Who asked you?
But you got
Who asked you to take that responsibility?
Right.
I'm taking some of that responsibility.
These politicians think like violent video games, it's like an epidemic.
Yeah.
People are playing Grand Theft Auto and leaving their house and just shooting the first person they see.
Yeah.
Or stealing the first car they see and then ramming it into other cars.
It's not happening.
Like, nothing is happening.
People are taking crowbars and hitting hookers over the head and stealing their money.
Right.
Are they?
There's nothing going on.
No.
Every once in a while you get a young dope that doesn't know, they can't handle their video games.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
But that just happens.
Right.
People sometimes are violent.
Everybody has a responsibility. I'm taking some of that responsibility. I know it's controversial, but you got to do something about banning the violence that young people are accustomed to today.
Do something to being in the violence.
It's a tough battle because they say it's a First Amendment, but we also have rights in America to have a safe neighborhoods, safe streets, and safe world. And that's my discussion will be about, is about safety in our homes, safety in our streets, safety in our world.
Well,
think of those poor cartoon characters in the video games getting beaten up. They have rights too, do they?
What is he talking about, safe neighborhoods? If a neighborhood's not safe, it's not because of violent video games.
No. Oh, he's such an ass.
These dumb politicians don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Ass.
Have you ever played a violent video game, Mayor?
Oh, he's probably never even seen. He's probably seen clips. They probably showed him clips from GTA or something. Call of Duty.
He's probably going to get a campaign going to try to save the frogs from crossing the street.
A lot of frogs getting run over. The cars. Yeah.
We need to build little fences for the frogs.
They should be in a beyond.
Protect them from the highway.
What about pornography? I mean, there are some
it gets saucy.
minor.
It gets saucy now.
Right.
What about pornography?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah. Well.
Oh God.
Well, pornography is something else you do in your home, right?
Yeah.
And you don't see people watching pornography and then running in the streets
just
and
raping,
just raping and going nuts out there.
Oh God.
Minors can't buy pornography, so it's not as if there aren't some restrictions already in place.
That's right. They put pornography.
He can't even say it. He's all excited. Pornography. Hamna. He loves it.
Why hasn't anyone called him out in the media in Boston? Like, Mayor, you can't speak.
It's Mayor can't speak.
Mayor can't speak.
So, it's not as if there aren't some restrictions already in place.
That's right. They put pornography in the back of a room and stuff like that. Kids can't buy it readily, but you can buy those video games right off the counter without showing any identification at all.
Yeah.
And that's part of our efforts, is try to restrict the access to these video games.
All right. Well, why don't you show us the study?
Yeah.
One study that proves that kids playing violent video games leads to real
violent behavior. Right.
Well, I have a piece of legislation that will be heard at the legislature tomorrow.
Good.
My staff will be testifying on the ban and asking the legislature to put restrictions on the availability of these games and other activities that may enhance a young person's ability to see this violence and put it in their hands. I mean, the little video games they have, there's violence always happening, and it has to be restricted. I mean, it's just another way of saying, hey, we all have responsibility, and the video game industry also has responsibility.
The man is a boob.
Yeah, the video game does have a responsibility. They put ratings on it.
Mm.
That's it.
They got ratings on them.
It's ratings. Do some parenting.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
Because what happens is we don't get to play the violent video games.
No.
Because then these companies will not cater toward us.
Yeah.
That's where we lose.
They can't afford.
The parents should take a peek in. All right, my son's playing Grand Theft Auto. Looks like he can handle it.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny, can you handle this game? Give him a little tussle.
Yeah.
Maybe play along with them and have a little conversation.
All right, I could take it.
All right, he could take it. All right, I'm good.
Some kids can't.
And some, you're absolutely.
Some are oversensitive.
Some can't, but that is such a tiny percentage
of fairies.
And we shouldn't have to suffer because of that tiny percentage of people that might not be able to handle violent video games.
So the store could still sell them. You're just trying to, protect the kids.
That's right. I mean, you start early on. Kids start at 5, 6, 7 years old watching those video games. They think it's a way of life, and I'm trying to.
How could he make a statement like that?
Prove that.
How could he make a statement like they think it's a way of life? No, they don't. Oh God.
I got. It's very interesting in my family. I got 2 nephews. I got one nephew where his parents allow him to play Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
When he's over my house, he's like, "Hey, let's play some Grand Theft Auto," and he goes all out.
Yeah.
And he's a good kid. Does very well in school. He plays a lot of sports. He could totally handle it. I got another nephew that the parents refuse to let him play violent video games. And these two of my nephews are the exact same age.
Yeah.
And they're both my sister and my brother are doing what's called parenting.
They're different kids.
They're completely different kids. What my brother has he's decided I don't want my kid playing violent video games.
Right.
And my sister has decided he can play violent video games and it looks like he can handle it. That's all it comes down to.
No, more legislation by Mayor Mumbles.
They think it's a way of life, and I'm trying to make them understand it's a different way of life. And as you go about your daily chores, you'll see these kids with the video games in their hands.
Churning
you'll see
butter.
On the TV, see it on every place you go. There's violence that's out there. And if you watch one of our major sporting events last year, every video that was on there, every advertisement had violence in it. Our life is full of violence.
Oh, is he an idiot? What was he saying? Advertisement.
I mean, liquor ads that cause people to drink and hit their wives.
Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going after here. Every other ad, I think he's talking about the good old Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Every other ad was for alcohol, and we love our alcohol. But if you're going to go after something, why don't you go after that one? But that's a tough one to go after. I think the guy has just run out of things to do for Boston.
He did.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to go after violent video games. I've done everything else I could for this city.
How about violent tunnels that make plates fall on cars? All right, that was one.
You're absolutely right. Now, what would the penalty be for a store that didn't card a kid and sold a kid a game?
I stone them. I want to string them up and stone them, shoot them with laser rifles, throw grenades at them, and hit them with crowbars.
Throw pies at their face. Linger longer.
And sold a kid a game.
We haven't determined what the violence would be. I mean,
what the violence would be. He pretty much just said it. Oh, what an idiot.
Clown.
BCN gets very nervous when we...
I know, but how do you not take this?
When we do Mayor Menino bits, but how can you not?
How do you not?
The guy is mumbling his way through this whole thing. He's going after violent video games. I don't think the guy's ever played a video game in his life.
No.
Maybe a little Miss Pac-Man back in the day, I'm thinking.
I used to play
maybe a little
Centipede.
Pop.
I played Frogger. It was violent. The frog never made it across the street. He'd always get run over by a car.
We haven't determined what the violence would be. I mean, the penalty would be, but we're looking at some very serious restrictions on the sale of these video games.
Serious restrictions. Another just bogus cause to take up because you're too lazy to take up any real cause. Like he's the same guy that got upset at our homeless shopping spree where we gave homeless people money, let them shop and get clothing, and the next day they went out and counted the homeless.
Right.
Whatever came of that?
I don't know.
It's been over a year.
Yeah.
What happened after you counted the homeless?
Well, they just count them every year.
Yeah.
That's about it. By the way,
we tagged them on the ear. We put a radio collar on them and release them back into the wild.
Once you get rid of the scary homeless people, I think they're more dangerous than violent.
Yes.
Hey, a couple quick little things because these politicians they like to go after the soft things, the easy things. Why doesn't he go after alcohol? And look, I have no problem with the whole alcohol thing. I really don't. But if you're going to go after violent video games, a couple really quick stats. 92.2% of 12th graders reported that alcohol is very easy or fairly easy to get. Excuse me. Just imagine video games, very easy to get, right?
Yeah,
if you're underage. But how about alcohol? 82.6% of 10th graders reported that alcohol is very easy or fairly easy to get. 62% of 8th graders reported that alcohol is very easy or fairly easy to get. How about you go after that? That seems to be an epidemic, Mr. Mayor.
Get those stats higher.
We have to work harder to get those stats up a little higher. Oh, wait, that's bad?
Right.
80%. A lot of these kids want to have a drink and can't.
In 2006, so this goes back 2 years, unfortunately. This is the best we could do for this one. An estimated 17,602 people died in alcohol-related traffic crashes. An average of one every 30 minutes. The rate of alcohol impairment among drivers involved in fatal crashes was 4 times higher at night than during the day. Over 1.46 million drivers were arrested in 2006 for driving under the influence of alcohol or narcotics.
Narcotics.
And then you go into the smoking stats. See, these going after smoking, going after alcohol. You're never going to get that done.
Well, they tried going after alcohol,
right? And these politicians know that, so they go after the soft stuff. I'm going to say it over and over again. I know.
Yeah.
Violent video games. It's a joke when these politicians say they're going after violent video games. In the U.S., about 50,000 people die each year from secondhand smoke-related diseases. They're not even smoking, and 50,000 people are dying.
Hate that secondhand smoke.
Let's see. 36,000 people are killed by tobacco products every month. That's more lives thrown away than there are public garbage cans in New York City. Wow. That's a weird stat.
Yeah, that is.
I know.
Why pick that?
That's more lives lost than there are blue hats in Schenectady.
Right.
Oh, my. Just pick a worthless thing.
I have to count those hats.
But you get the point. I think, if you're looking at things that influence people, I don't think violent video games come close to what alcohol does, what cigarettes do.
No study.
Right, exactly.
There's no study.
Well, of course, this got the phones going.
Excuse me, but alcohol and cigarettes kill more people than there are toilet seats told.
Oh, no. Oh.
I screwed up.
When the hell did this happen?
Oh! Shut up!
Oh. Okay, terrific.
Oh.
Christ, I've never seen faster fingers. How are your fingers so quick, both of you?
Well, you don't think we're a little jealous that you got all the attention yesterday with that Jesse Ventura thing?
No.
We've been waiting for you to fail.
Left, right, left, right, left, right. Booyah, booyah.
Boo.
One little tripped word.
We've been waiting for you to fail there, sir.
That's never a long wait.
He scored.
No,
no, he didn't.
How did that not go in?
Oh,
boy.
right center field. McLouth is
Yeah,
back
it's gonna
to
be
the
good.
track. He leaps at the wall, and it is gone.
All right.
Cleared.
Put one up on the board.
No, they're saying two. They're saying it's a double. It went just under the wall.
Oh, they are saying.
There goes Holiday. He's on the track. He's at the wall. She's gone.
Yeah.
The milkman delivered. No.
Oh.
What are they saying?
I need my milk. What happened?
That's my favorite, by the way. What are they saying? You're the one saying it.
You said it, dummy.
Goes Beltran back to the warning track, right near the wall, leaping, and he made the catch.
Nice.
Carlos Beltran right at the
Nice.
end. My apologies. I thought he had it. I thought he had it too. He acted as though he had it. He did not have it.
He stumbled through that joke. And
Wait, what you're forgetting?
What?
Is it alcohol and tobacco
really?
kills more people a year than there are toilet seats sold in the Texas Panhandle? That's where that one was going.
All right, that was good.
It was. I got it out. But now, if someone could come and do a little humor implant.
All right, listen. If you're on hold, please stay there. We're going to talk about these video games next on the Opie and Anthony Show. Stay there. We got to go right to the phones. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. 877-212-O&A. Mayor Menino up there in Boston wants to ban violent video games?
Yeah, of course.
Or at least put an age restriction on it.
18.
18.
Jeez.
Let's say hi to Ron on Long Island. Ron, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey,
man.
I'm 28, and I still get carded for video games. So there is a system in place, and GameStop and the other places follow it. It's that parents buy their games for their kids.
Yeah, because the parents know it's BS.
Yeah.
I'm in video game stores all the time, and you're absolutely right. You see the parents lining up with the games for their kids.
Yeah, they know what they're getting.
Exactly. Good point, Ron. Thank you. Let's go to Steve in New York. Steve, what's up?
Steve.
Guys, how you guys doing?
Good, Steve.
Yeah, I got a little brother that's a freshman in high school, and the real problem what they should be doing it's more about the drugs than anything. I mean, there's so much drugs going around the high school, and alcohol and sex, that it's really, honestly, the last thing that anyone should be talking about. It shouldn't even be mentioned. It's that ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Just keep talking about high schools and sex and drugs. It's a good conversation.
Yeah, he makes a good point, though. I mean, there's bigger problems going on with kids under the age of 18. Thank you, sir. Let's go to Syracuse. Rich, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hey, all right, I work for Walmart, and anything under, rating T, and you got to be at least 17 to buy that. So, I mean, yeah, there's a guaranteed age restriction already in place.
I just want to see one study that proves that violent video games are having an effect on kids under the age of 18.
Yeah.
Just show me one.
Show us that violence is up.
Show me one.
No, it isn't, though. That's the thing.
All right, let's go to Sean in Philly. Sean, what's up?
Hey, guys. This sounds not much like Mayor Menino, but more like Rich Voss in his new role as the mayor.
Beans. Louis Beans.
But Rich Voss isn't the mayor of a major city.
No.
We broke out some of our
mayor
favorite,
of Stupidville.
We broke out some of our favorite Mayor Menino clips, by the way, because he's been brought to our attention once again today. The latest thing, he did his State of the City address, and we got some highlights. Listen to this real fast.
I want to ask you all to join me in a moment of silence in honor of our friend, Jim Kelly.
That one isn't as good, sorry. This freaking CD player is queuing up to the first track. Here it is.
That's what made me invite all of you here tonight. So that here in this theater, we could talk about our commitment to the spirit of Boston, to the spirit of...
This is the state of the city.
He can't say the state
He can't even say
that his city is in.
Right, he can't even
Boston. Boston.
He can't even say the name of the city that he is the mayor for.
We could talk about our commitment to the spirit of Boston, to the spirit of community.
Community.
So we could talk about taking on the toughest challenges of urban life.
Talking?
And how we will solve them
I was going to say
together.
his tongue. Toughest challenges.
Wow.
My tongue.
Along with Commissioner Davis, the entire Boston Police Department, I am fully committed to bringing Boston's neighborhoods beyond the recent rash of violence. And we are doing everything in our power to permit the confidence of people who have information to share. Because our ability to move forward requires that ordinary people show extraordinary courage.
Oh. He's trying to be all dramatic. It doesn't pan out with him.
I really have no idea. He might be a great politician. He might be a great mayor. I really don't know. We had our problems with him back in the day, obviously. But let's say he is a great politician, maybe you do something where you have someone just speak for you.
Yeah.
You know?
He should just give written statements.
Right.
Never show his face. Slide him under a door.
Our responsibility to the children of this city cannot begin and end with the school bell. To give them a strong education, a strong education that leads to self-sufficiency, our commitment must start early, extend around the clock throughout the year. We'll continue to apply the most progressive problem-solving and the most unflinching commitment to the challenge of educating all of Boston's children. Because by opening up their minds, we can open up their worlds.
The best part of that clip
open up their minds
is the people in attendance are just trying to applaud.
Yeah.
Because A, I don't think they know when to applaud.
Yeah.
B, I think they figure if they start applauding, he'll just stop.
And they threw him off.
Yeah.
I bet he has somebody who works for him and they're starting applause breaks. Like certain comedians and their managers just sit in the audience during TV tapes and start applause breaks.
Let's go back to the phones. John in Jersey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Jan.
10-year-old at my house. And me and my wife will sit there and play the Godfather Black Hand Edition and Scarface for the Wii. And the kid understands that this is fake, that it's not real. And he doesn't get creeped out or freaked out. He doesn't go nuts and kill his friends in school.
No.
It's a video game. Holy cow.
They're just out of touch. These politicians that they say they're representing us, they're just completely out of touch. They don't know
study.
They don't know what the hell they're talking about.
There's no facts to back up their stupid cause.
Let's go to Justin on Long Island. O'Reilly has been trying to, go after this whole violent video game thing, and he's trying to. I remember watching him a couple of years ago, and he came up with some weird, obscure study that didn't hold water whatsoever. Justin, Long Island, what's up?
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey.
I was wondering, Anthony, are you and Menino the same age? 44.
44. 44.
Let's go to Dave in Cambridge. Dave?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Listen, this is the biggest farce this tool has ever tried on us. This has already been shot down in like 8 or 9 states. 8 or 9 other states. So he's not even new on this. He's already behind the game. And every other state that's done it, it's been thrown out as unconstitutional. You can't do it. So now he's just wasting our money. He's wasting our time. What's next? A ban on anvils and cartoons? I don't get it.
Very nice.
I don't get it.
You bring up a good point. I think politicians are much like radio stations.
Yeah.
They see what's working in another city, and they go, all right, let's try that here.
We'll take that.
Right. Oh, the oldies format's working. Let's bring it to our city.
Violent video games? They're trying to ban them?
Oh, that seems like a popular... All right, let's go after that one.
That's what happened with the smoking ban in New York.
Right.
And then all the other cities said, hey, look at that. It's working.
Wait, we ruined it for everyone?
Yeah, New York.
Charlie, Long Island.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Charlie.
We grew up with the Three Stooges. How violent,
Yep.
Yeah.
We grew up with Daffy Duck getting his beak blown off.
Yeah,
What happened to us?
They edit that out now, by the way.
Do they really?
Yeah,
when it's shown on television, they edit out where he gets his beak blown off around his head.
Why was that affecting the chicken industry when they gave their beaks a snipping? How awful was that? Not only are we going to skin you alive, we're going to give you beaks a snipping.
Yeah.
Ow, my face.
Have a good day, guys. Punching out.
Bye.
Yeah, you can't make a connection between the two. Let's say hi to Dave in California. Dave.
Hey, what's up, One?
How are you, buddy?
Oh, good, man. Hey, my kid is on a principal's honor roll. He gets straight A's. And, there's certain things I allow him to do as long as he keeps up what he's got to do. These frickin' politicians, won't they buy some damn books so I don't have to work 20 hours of frickin' overtime to fucking keep contributing to the school, you know what I mean?
Well, this guy's a bit upset.
He's angry.
Well, sure. There's other issues that you could take on, but they're tough. They're tough issues. They're real issues.
I'll thank you to not use that kind of language. I happen to have my young son in the car.
There you go. Matthew, Virginia, what's up?
Hey, man, this guy is completely contradicting himself. At first in the interview, he says he wants to ban them, and then he says he wants to have restrictions. So then the person interviewing him tries to correct him to ask which one it is, and he can't even answer the question.
No. Yeah, exactly. Does he want to ban? Restricted? He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He goes over the First Amendment like it's nothing, like it's just completely meaningless because you can say something that doesn't exist.
And even says, I know there's First Amendment, but we have to get rid of violent video games. What?
Hey, Anthony, April 29th for GTA 4.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we got Laszlo coming in to give us the game next week. We can't wait.
We're getting an advanced look.
I think we can finally tell people that we're all in the new one once again. Let's say hi to Jackie in Cleveland. Good morning, Cleveland. How are you?
Hi, good, guys. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
I love this show. Well, I just wanted to make a real quick point. Anthony, you were right. It comes down to parenting. Yes. Opie, you were right. These politicians are completely out of touch. This guy, it's painful to listen to him. It sounds like he's got a learning disability or he's drunk.
Yeah.
Let's play learning disability or drunk. I say learning
He's
disability.
horrid.
And who is the hole that's interviewing him? Because she told him he was absolutely right.
I completely remember her. She's very bubbly. She used to, when we were living in Boston, she was on Channel 7, I believe. I forgot her freaking name. Someone in Boston could help us out. But she's always chipper and happy about everything.
Yeah, well, she could be bubbly all she wants.
She's bubbly when she's talking about death and destruction on the news as well.
Great.
Yeah, she's one of those news readers.
Guys, thanks a lot.
All right, let's go to Albany. Jim, what's up?
Yo, what's going on, guys?
What's up, Jim?
These guys, these idiots like Menino always act like violence didn't exist before video games. Like, what were like the violent video games Hitler played?
Well.
Yeah.
Well, he played the
I think he
ultimate.
liked
He played with
Castle Wolfenstein.
He played the ultimate
that one.
violent video game. Politicians just want to make the phones are just lit. You want to hear more Menino?
Sure.
You want to go into the Mayor Menino Hall of Fame?
The vault.
The vault of quotes?
Babble.
Does it serve the kids better?
See, I don't know what the hell's going on with these players today. That one just didn't even go on. Oh, my God. Come on.
Steve will fix it.
All right, hold on. Sorry. Bear with us today. Oh, well, that one now needs fixing.
Oh, boy.
Maybe someone will get the hint.
Does it serve the kids better?
That's the first one again.
It says, I say, does it serve the kids better?
Well.
And that's so important to me as a city, as mayor, but also to the city of Boston.
Where's the good babbling quotes?
That was a good one. He said, important to me as a city.
Oh, okay. I thought he said, and the city.
You got to listen closely.
Okay, yeah.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce our senior senator.
Induce. He wants to induce the senior senator.
He is a buffoon.
He wants to induce the senior senator. All right, here it gets way better. Here we go.
You going to make any bets with the mayor at Oakland?
Oh yeah, I mean, he'll probably give us a spaceship for Jerry Brown. You know Jerry Brown. A spaceship versus some good seafood. All right.
All right.
All right.
What a dud.
All right.
What a no charisma dud.
Sorry.
Oh, I want to hug you so bad. I couldn't be happier right now. This dodo bird going in the bathroom.
He had a long night.
Anthony, I think of having some raw sushi right now. I hope right now his socks are being filled up. He's struggling with his belt and his socks are filling.
Let's say hi to Mick in Milford. Mick, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Big fan. I just wanted to say, like, you know, like, somebody's kid gets in a fight in school. Parents don't want to blame themselves, so they pick their kids' violent video games as some kind of stimulus to violence, and it's ridiculous. Like, my girlfriend was watching horror movies from the time she was 5 years old. She hasn't gone Mike Myers on someone, has she?
Yeah. It's very obvious, but I don't think Mayor Menino or any of these other politicians that go after this stuff even talk to parents, talk to the kids.
Well, and parents would co-sign it, though, because nobody, like, look, it's hard to make ends meet. You want to have 2 cars. You want to have a good life. And, you know, so it's like there's less time spent with children. We all know why it happens, but no parents want to admit, you know what, we haven't been doing our jobs. So even if you do talk to parents, they're not going to admit it.
A lot of parents want to be doing their jobs, but they have to go out and work, too, there, Jimmy.
Right.
It's a lot different. It's almost impossible to raise a family the proper way these days.
I just don't want the rest of us to have to pick up the slack. How about this? Make your husband wear a bag. You know, if you want to have, you don't want to have kids, then don't have them. I don't want to raise them for you. I don't care.
Let's say hi to Denisha in Buffalo, listening on The Edge, the home of Shredded Reagan. Denisha, what's up?
Hey there, boys. How you doing?
Pretty good.
All right, I got two points for you. First,
can I ask you what Fruit Street you live on?
See, that's the thing. I don't live on the Fruit Street. That's all the way downtown. I'm over on the east side.
I was stereotyping. Bad radio host.
Where does she live?
Well, there's a bunch of fruit streets, right, Denisha?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Do you live on one?
No, she doesn't.
I don't live on a fruit.
All right, what do you got, Denisha?
Like I said, 2 points. Mayor Menino, you guys managed to find the mayor version of Club Soda Kenny. I hope you know that.
I think it's on sale now.
Well, Kenny speaks way better than Mayor Menino.
Yes.
I mean, I think...
Well, yeah.
And Kenny gets my coffee every morning. He's not running a major city.
Kenny's brain hurts like a Doberman. His head is tiny, and his brain is against the inside of the skull. That's why it makes him like a little bit crotchety sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. He just doesn't know how to act.
He did it again this morning. He picked me up, and I'm like, it sounds like it's going to be a great day. It's going to finally be really nice and warm. Spring looks like it's finally hitting here in New York City. Well, actually, it's going to rain later today, GH. Like, always negative.
He's so...
Always.
Is Kenny here?
It's probably going to, like, sprinkle later for, like, 5 minutes, but that, to him, disaster's going to hit.
Kenny,
what's up? Thank you, Denisha. Kenny?
Yes, hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm besides myself, because poor little Anthony has a tummy ache.
He does. You know what he needs? He needs the fist of an ex-cop to be slammed directly into his belly, right into his lower intestine.
Why don't you go in there and push his belly as he does his business?
While Anthony's sitting there, what I like to do is sit on his lap and grab his back, like by the back of the bowl, and hug him and go, "Oh," like your toothpaste.
Give him the Heimlich maneuver.
Thanks. I bombed and you tagged it. Welcome aboard.
Oh, Jimmy's funny.
Yeah.
And you're handsome, GH.
Yeah, wow. I'd rather be funny than handsome. But thank you, Ken.
Oh, and here comes Anthony.
Oh, look who it is. Old Bosnia tummy.
My bottom is going to be sore.
Because you get a salt and vinegar chip
This is terrible.
in your cheeks.
I swear, I think I got, like, food poisoning. It's going right through me. Feels like broken taco shells.
Let's go to LJ in New Hampshire. LJ.
Hello.
LJ.
Maybe he had to run to the bathroom.
All right, let's go to Joe in Jersey. Joe.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I'm a cop here in Jersey, and I just want to let you guys know this guy is ridiculous. He's a tool bag. Violent movies and... What's that?
Go ahead.
Violent movies and video games prepare me for life, man. I joined the Army after high school. I saw the Terminator digging his eye out with a spoon when I was like 8. You know what I mean? I was over in Fallujah. That stuff didn't faze me. I was able to work right through it because I was used to it. Violent video games, grew up with them. Now the tactics I use in Rainbow Six, I'm using to clear buildings. You know what I mean? That stuff is a learning experience, prepares you for life. All right, boys, punching out.
All right, let's say hi to Nick in Philly. Nick.
That was a good example, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Violent video games don't at all influence you. They prepared me for Fallujah.
Yeah, Fallujah.
Prepared me for war. Let's go to Nick in Philly. Nick.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, unbelievable, these people. I walk into some certain chain electronics store to buy a new game, buy Army of Two, just came out, so we're going to check it out. And I get carded for the game. I'm 30 years old, 3-0. I mean, what do I look here? Like 12? Who they trying to keep this stuff away from? Unbelievable. Just figured I'd chime in. You guys get a kick out of that.
All right, thank you,
what
sir.
a kick. You want to see the smiles in the studio, son.
We're just right.
If anything has brought a ray of sunshine into this room, it was you. We're all getting a kick out of it.
The great Stephen King, he writes a pop culture column for Entertainment Weekly. I read it it's not in every magazine. I think it's every other or something like that. And he's just
whenever he wants.
He's terrific, man, with his take on pop culture. And he had a whole thing on video game lunacy. He calls it video game lunacy. I'm no fan of video games. Pretty much gave them up in the late 70s or early 80s when my kids used to beat me regularly at Pitfall. Sure, I've occasionally plugged quarters into one of the machines in the lobby of my local Cineplex and shot at some bad guys, but I always miss the high-value targets and can never remember how to reload. So no, video games are not my thing, nor am I some kind of raving political nutcase. But when I heard about HB 1423, which happens to be a bill pending in the Massachusetts state legislature, I still hit the roof. HB 1423 would restrict or outright ban the sale of violent video games to anyone under the age of 18, which means, by the way, that a 17-year-old who can get in to see Hostel Part 2 would be forbidden by law from buying or renting, one supposes, the violent but less graphic Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. But what makes me crazy is when politicians take it upon themselves to play surrogate parents. The results of that are usually disastrous, not to mention undemocratic. Nor will I argue for the artistic value of stuff like God of War or 50 Cent Bulletproof, where looting the victims of gang violence is part of the game. I do, however, want to point out that video games, like movies, have a rating system, and ones with the big M or A on the box means not for you, baby brother.
Yeah.
Very, very
It's already there.
Very, very good.
They clamored for the rating system. They got it. Deal with it.
Right. They should have. I don't mind a rating system. That's fine. Let parents make a decision, then just shut their faces.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a break. When we get back, we look forward to your next trip to the bathroom, Anthony.
Sitting sideways in my chair.
We got more people standing by to talk about violent video games. We got a groom that was tased, bride arrested on Wednesday night. We want to talk about Naomi Campbell when we get back.
Not.
We got a baby born with two faces. Of course, not in America.
Slap one and kiss the other. That'll really mess the kid up psychologically.
And other things. Stay there. Opie and Anthony. Good morning.
Hello.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show. It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Get those WOW stickers. Spring is just about here. You're going to want those WOW stickers on your cars, on your trucks, on your bicycles, on the back of your skateboard.
That's a real hard place to put it.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe on the bottom. It's when you're doing those tricks.
Yeah, you'll see it flip around in the air a little bit.
Yeah.
There are women out there. They will flash you if they see those WOW stickers.
Oh, yeah.
WOW represents Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Jimmy, very annoyed at Naomi Campbell.
Yeah, they have, wait, this is Up Daily News.
What'd she do?
Well, she was thrown off of British Airways. She's just an entitled
mid-flight
snot. That would be, how nice would that be to see that stupid processed hair suck through the jet engines? I can't stand this snot. She was thrown off, like, they lost one of her bags. And, like, understandably, it's annoying.
Sure.
But she starts yelling and screaming, just being the pig that she always is. And some, like, cop at Heathrow, they pulled her offline. Apparently, she spit in the cop's face.
A bobby.
And, I think she's facing 6 months in jail. She'll never get jail time. They know.
Of course not.
Spit in the cop's face, that's fine. And British Airways has, it was British Airways. I'm sorry if I said American. British Airways has banned her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they don't want her on anymore. But, of course, they'll let her back on. She'll apologize for her behavior. And they'll let her. She's just, I can't tell you how much I hate this woman. What a snot.
It's one of these entitled, she's
She's even more than that. She's just a bitch.
She's devoid of talent. All she does is put on clothes, and you're like,
Yeah.
God, I'd bang a chick in that.
Yeah, she's just a bitch. She gets in to trouble all the time. She's a bit of a hothead.
She's 37.
Right.
You're certainly not the woman you were 15 years ago.
Ooh.
You're not. She's not as attractive as she was. And I guess maybe that's starting to bug her that she's getting up there in years.
Yep.
And your talent is going to have to now make you a living. I can't stomach this woman, and why. I hope they ban her for life and don't let her on.
They're not going to. You know that.
No, they won't. And the cops, she won't do jail time. But if you spit in a cop's face, how do you not go to jail?
Oh, man. You should get tuned up right there on the spot.
Toothless Naomi Campbell.
Absolutely. Jason in Carolina. What's up, Jason?
Hey, I think this guy might have a little bit of a point about video games.
Oh, going back to video games. All right, Mayor Menino up there in Boston trying to, put an age restriction on video games.
We don't even know. He's trying to ban them.
Right.
Age restriction. What does he want?
First Amendment. He's all over the place. Go ahead, Jason.
Well, the reason I think that is I think if you were to talk to E-Rock, you'd find out as a child he played an awful lot of Pac-Man.
Oh, E-Rock.
Oh, the eating thing, E-Rock.
Did you play a lot of Pac-Man growing up, and that's why you overeat now?
The little Pac-Man's always eating.
No, but that is why, like, when Eric walks, if you listen quietly, he's going... He makes the walker noise.
Well, and of course he didn't play Pac-Man growing up because this guy doesn't know what a fruit or a vegetable is. So. All right, thank you, Jason.
Hold on, I'm just getting hungry looking at a chocolate-covered grasshopper. Wait, that's Naomi Campbell naked. What a stupid insect body she has.
Wow, she really does.
She has a tiny head.
She looks like a black praying mantis.
She is an insect body with long, awful arms and spindly legs.
Spindly.
She's horrendous.
And parts of her body are darker than the other parts.
She has great breasts, and the rest of her is just terrible.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
Big, long, dumb man hands.
Oh, yeah, those hands are huge.
They're awful.
Ugh.
All right, back to the Mayor Hall of Fame. We love playing these clips from time to time. Mayor Menino and him just babbling. We have collected the best of his babble. We play this next one here.
Well, it's one of the great traditions of Boston, St. Patrick's Day breakfast, and Jackie Haas did a great job for the first time ever. Everybody said he couldn't do it. Well, he's risen to the occasion again, and he's just done a great job. And
Rosen,
the governor and Jen O'Brien, they've all been good morning, great jokes, and great time.
They have all risen to the occasion. Rosen
Oh,
in it.
Public Health Commission has also created an emergency preparedness guide called Live, Learn, Prepare.
I think it's live.
What?
Live.
Absolute dummy.
Oh. Adult.
He can't read.
What's his... Is there someone out there that knows what this is? Is it dyslexia? Like, what is it? What is this? It's
dumbness.
What is it?
I don't know.
When
He
you
said
see live
dummy.
and say live.
Live.
Well, here's another one.
Really cared about what he said. He wasn't just saying the words like a lot of elected officials or former elected officials would do. He was a man of great, great stature in our city.
A man of great stature.
A man of great stature.
And by the way, what do they call it when you can't talk or read? You're retarded.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to go there. I think it might be something a little less severe there, Jimmy.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
You're guessing retardation.
I'm hearing retardation.
Talks like a retard.
All right.
We shouldn't be talking about the settlement. I mean, settlement is monetary. I think it's more important to think about the family.
It doesn't say people cannot walk to the garden or run through the garden. It means that people cannot congregate on the garden. 3 or more people congregate on the Boston Public Garden over the next several weeks. It'll be banned. We'll have more police presence on the common.
Congregate. This is conjugate.
This is one of the famous ones right here.
Much like a cookie, I predict the Yankee dynasty will crumble. And the results will be delicious for Red Sox fans.
Oh, my.
Much like the cookie predicted.
You kind of want to just, hold them. You just want to hold them.
Yeah, with chains and a weight near a lake. He's a fool.
You just want to hold him. Give him a little tussle. Oh, you're trying.
We got big problems. AT&T they're sponsoring, this whole summer program with me, and you want Sprint to come in and do something. They do diddly dung.
Diddly dung? What?
Who say we're going to end homeless, but there's no resources to end homeless. How do we do that?
To end homeless. How do you end homeless? Round them up and throw them in the Charles.
We have to be flexible, and that's where we're all flexible. We get through this issue, and I just say that it's difficult. It will be difficult.
Flexible.
That's one thing that really fries my nose.
Fries my nose? You fried his
Many
tongue.
people wonder in our nation's cities about how to solve homelessness.
There's two solutions for homelessness. More housing, affordable housing.
More houses will end homelessness. What a simpleton.
That's
or
right.
less people.
You just heard the mayor of Boston say that to end homelessness.
That's the solution. More homes.
More homes.
Housing, affordable housing, and better health care. That's two solutions. I mean, the issue with homeless was we do a survey in the city every year. We go out and count homeless in the first week in December.
That's their solution. Counting them.
Yeah.
Around Christmas time.
Also seems to me that counting them in the winter is kind of phony, because the ones that can get indoors get themselves locked up and in jail, and a lot of them are in probably shelters, or when you're out counting homeless people outdoors, as many that can be inside are inside, so it probably makes it look like you have less than you do.
Less than you really do.
Sure.
So that probably is a disgustingly fraudulent
Yeah, do it in the middle of summer.
in July.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just follow your nose.
Yeah, hope burns eternal in Boston, and every year we start off, we hope for a World Series championship. Last year we got to the 5th game, and maybe this is the year.
Hope burns eternal. Very nice.
The vice president is saying is heightening the intensity, it seems, a little bit here. What's your level of concern?
Well, our intelligence unit is working with the state, federal officials, keeping us informed if there's any heightening of our security in the city of Boston. We're working with the federal officials to give us the information that we might need.
Do you think they're playing politics, sir?
I'm not saying they're playing politics. I don't have the intelligence they have.
No, that you don't.
I have did my duty, and I did it last Tuesday, matter of fact. I can't believe I'm ahead of the schedule.
He did his duty last Tuesday.
I have did my duty.
I have did my duty.
Yes.
I can't get enough of these clubs. Should we continue?
Well, I'd say maybe one or two more.
Okay.
And someone else asked if you'd be interested in running for Senator Kerry.
Oh, this is one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to this.
And someone else asked if you'd be interested in running for Senator Kerry's seat should he win the nomination.
Let me just say, I will not be a candidate. I'll seek, but I'll accept a draft.
I will not be candidation or seek.
He's trying to do the famous quote. What's the famous quote?
From Lyndon Johnson.
Right.
I shall not seek, nor shall I accept the party's nomination for President of the United States. Something like that.
Well, you did a much better job, and you had a very late night last night, so maybe you should be the mayor of Boston.
Wait, did he say Lyndon Johnson said, I will not accept nor seek unless what? Unless you know whose hat comes flying off? I guess I'll take the gig.
I'm about getting the job done. I want to work on this and get it done in a peacefully way.
A peacefully way?
Peacefully.
Very good.
Like I said, it's about reinforcing the economic lessons that are taught during the school day.
Well, we were going to stop, but I just found another one of my favorites.
Is it the storybook one?
The Beyond.
Yeah.
Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night.
The Beyond Bion. He's reading.
He tripped on barn.
To disinterested children.
But I also say, anybody who does this work is not for money. I don't do it for money. Let me tell you that much. I see my friends and what they're doing in life. I say, my God. I grew up in the streets of Hyde Park. My father worked in a factory, so I wasn't born with a golden spoon.
Oh, God, is he an idiot?
When I want to stop, it's hard to move on to other stuff.
Boston is a majority city.
He didn't know how to say diverse. Play that again.
Yeah.
He was going to say diverse. The one you just played. He was trying to say diverse, and his brain just said no.
Boston is a minority.
Oh, wow. Good one, Jim.
But he's too dumb to know that diverse is the word.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We all know that to complete a major project like this takes real teamwork. So let me start by thanking our federal and state partners along with our congressional delegation for standing by us.
Delegation.
I can't stop.
Congressional degradation.
You elected me 3 times. So you know, I am not a fancy talker. That's for sure.
Oh, you know what? Good for him.
Self-deprecation.
Good for him.
Is that like a thing in Boston? I guess they obviously all know.
Everyone knows, but no one's willing to say anything about it.
That's like a charming. They probably think it's charming, though. Like, yeah, that's part of his thing. He just
charming
trips on his words.
He's a retard.
Washington refused to learn from cities that when they cut these programs, people who can't find shelter end up homeless.
End up homelessness?
They end up homelessness.
The reason we don't have porta parties this time is because of the large crowds, which happened in the past. They knock them over and they use them as weapons, and they put it's a safety problem. So we have, we have several public toilets at City Hall, both in the lower level and the entrance, and they could use those facilities also. There's a school department next door which has public facilities also, and so I think I'd rather err on the side of safety than accommodation.
The key there was potties. All right, 2 more, and then we'll finally move on. We're only playing half of them today.
Today we dedicate this plaque, which will serve as a reminder.
Do you get the point? He can't speak.
Yeah, serve as a remember.
And where will it actually start? And will the duck boats go out onto the Charles?
No, we can't put skates on the ducks, so we're not going on the Charles.
Okay.
Okay.
What a nut.
Is he really a bright guy? I mean, like, does he have a mind like a steel trap and just horrible speaking skills? They keep re-electing him. I mean, they must like him.
Yeah, a tongue that got caught in a steel trap.
Yeah, he's obviously doing something right. That's a good question, Jimmy. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't like change over there.
All right.
Yeah.
Kennedy's been in there forever.
That's right. You're right. You know what? They really are OCD about their people.
Yeah.
Let it go.
All right, we're going to check out the FU line, see what's going on today, see what you guys are bitching about as we go to break here on the Opie and Anthony Show.
Thanks for calling the Opie and Anthony FU line. Here's the latest batch of FUs.
You have 7 new voice messages. First voice message.
Hey, this is John. I'd like to leave a big FU to my ex-wife. You rehab dropout. You met some dude over there in rehab, and now you don't want to sign the paperwork because you want money. You greedy, money-hungry bitch. F you. Sign the paperwork and leave me alone.
Next message.
I want to give a big you to my girlfriend who assured me that she could not get pregnant. The kid's yours now, bitch. You.
Next message.
Melody, this goes out to you. Me and your 3 daughters can't wait for you to die so we can dance on your grave. You.
Next message.
Yo, Anthony and boys, I'd just like to give a big old you to my goddamn brother because he's nothing but a bitch and a face because he tries to run my life every day for me, so you.
Next message.
Hey, this is Charles in Chicago. This is a big F you to the lady who frickin' hit me and then ran. Lady, I followed you for 8 blocks. I got your driver's license. I got your license plate number. Anyway, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. They're arresting you for a hit and run. F you.
Next message.
Yeah, I'd just like to say you to the state of Illinois for passing a no smoking law. Like it's going to keep any of you non-smokers alive for any longer. You.
Next message.
I'd like to send a big F.U. to little Jimmy Norton. Because of him, I had to explain to my mother what a pink sock was so she would quit saying it.
End of new messages.
Call the Opie and Anthony FU line. 866-FU line 1. That's 866-FU line 1.
Thank you and goodbye.
You're checking out the Opie and Anthony show. Anthony falling apart in front of our eyes.
Well,
it's just unbelievable, actually.
Dude, my stomach, it's one of those things where it goes in waves. So I feel okay, and then it feels like I'm being stabbed in the abdomen. Oh.
Those are very intense gas pains.
Yeah.
You might actually have that might actually be a little light food poisoning. That's what I had when I was in San Francisco.
God damn.
How many times have you been to the bathroom so far?
Oh, 4.
How many times have you had the green apple splatters?
Like 4.
4? That's nothing.
Then nothing would come out last time.
Oh, poor sweetie.
God, this sucks.
I'm obsessed right now with just laying Anthony down and sexually assaulting him.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of.
Oh, God.
He would hate that so much.
Oh, it would hurt.
And he doesn't have a gun.
No.
He's, you're barely sitting up at this point.
I know. I'm hunched over.
Yeah, I see that.
All right. You want some food?
No.
Sauerkraut?
Oh, God.
Kenny, bring me some sauerkraut or some
sauerkraut.
Grapefruit juice. Oatmeal?
You want to hurt me.
Oatmeal might help you.
No.
Yeah, you need very bland foods to push everything through.
Some porridge?
You need some kind of porridge. Porridge. We're going to try this out. I don't know if it's going to work, but it's something we've been noticing for a while now, and we might have something.
It's the radio voice of
Like we talked about how so many radio guys seem.
Well, I wanted to at least acknowledge that production right there because
terrific.
Boy, are the listeners going to be disappointed. The big la da 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 da, and then it's going to be crap.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of talk about how they all sound similar. And it's like if you have Patrice in here and you got Ope, Ant, myself, you can pretty much tell who's who when you're listening to us yap.
Yeah.
But when you listen to some of these guys talk, they all have that radio school voice.
Radio voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we put a montage together. And I want you can just play along at home. Figure out how many different radio guys are featured in this montage. You might be surprised. Okay? Here is the montage.
And I don't like when people call me Todd Clem because that's not my name. My name's Bob with the Love Sponge Clem. I had it legally changed.
Kids Like Us 101, the ongoing on-air adult education course that teaches men how to get more tail for less money.
You never want to come on after a show that was popular, and I understand that. And I never wanted to do it. I never, ever, and it was offered to me at one point, and I don't want to do it. I didn't want to do it.
That was a great movie. You don't know what you're talking about. Cinematic masterpiece. You have no idea what you're doing.
If I was a hot chick, I'd be the same way. It's like, I'm not paying for anything for you, dude. I'm hot. There's a bunch of dudes that can pay stuff for me.
That's why it's asinine, the controlled corporate press claiming that we didn't own guns in the colonies and that most people didn't have guns. Everybody owned guns. It was a frontier nation. We just had massive wars with the French.
Snoop Dogg's real name is Calvin Brodus. You hate him now, right? Huh? That's funny. That's not funny. They're not funny.
Oh, that description
That's awesome.
is even terrible.
How amazing is that?
Oh, they're all
slight changes, if we're being honest here, but for the most part, it's the same over-the-top voice.
Some of the changes are just the voice, the recording quality.
Right. Yeah.
The sound coming out.
They all have that stupid radio voice.
Yeah. Oh, we have one more? They're telling me we have one more to play for everybody. That should have been part of the montage.
Yes, it is. This is E-Rock along with Danny, Nathaniel, and Travis taking you through 12 hours of the best of Opie and Anthony since coming to XM Satellite Radio. We've got segments of Opie losing his mind, Anthony freaking out, Little Jimmy outbursts, Steve from Yellowstone calls, Ramon promos, Drew Boogie remixes, in-studio guests.
I left this delivery in the toilet.
Segments, listener submissions, and a whole lot more. Let's start things off with a selection from our first category, Best Show Opener, on the best of Opie and Anthony.
Oh, the best. Oh, Anthony.
He's it's so adorable. He's got like a baby radio voice. In another few years, you'll sound just like Mancow and Bubba the Love Sponge, and who else was in there? Tom Likas.
It is adorable.
Alex Jones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys.
There were 7 guys in that?
There were 7 guys in the montage.
I guessed 1.
7 guys all sounding very similar, all trying to make believe like they're setting the radio world on fire with their delivery and their voice. So
I thought you rocked promo. Eric, we just listened to your promo.
Oh, God.
We just listened to you promoting some old XM best of. And you sound good.
It's horrible.
You list a bunch of stuff. It's good.
In your radio voice.
Could you say something in your radio voice, please?
It's very energetic. Anything?
Good
No?
enough.
I don't
Yeah,
get it.
great.
Yeah, God almighty, Eric. Talk.
Millionaire's tax could find New York City mass transit. Obama calls for talks with Iran over Iraq.
He can't even do it right.
You know what I want to do right now? I want to grab your neck fat and pull it up over your head like a sweater and kiss you.
Like a tip.
All right. That worked. All right, let's move on to something else.
Yeah, I thought that was fun.
For 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was good. We really had nothing after it.
We got some cute little stories to get to here.
Some are calling her a miracle. Others say she's a goddess. This baby girl was born with 2 faces in a little Indian village just east of New Delhi.
Two-faced bitch.
Her father says she's doing well and is being worshipped as the reincarnation of a Hindu goddess. Up to 100 villagers swarm her home every day just to catch a glimpse.
Why does bad health care lead to, like, religious icons?
Yeah, becoming some kind of a thing to be worshipped.
Right.
Why?
Up to 100 villagers swarm her home every day just to catch a glimpse. Her name is Lali. She apparently has an extremely rare condition known as craniofacial duplication, where a single head has 2 faces. All of Lali's facial features are duplicated except for her ears. She has 2. Hospital officials said Lali can use both mouths, and she opened and shut all 4 eyes at the same time.
Wow! Can we buy this thing?
Oh, give it away.
Making a mascot.
You know how much money you can make off this?
2 mouths later on in life. That's going to come in handy.
One doesn't like doing it and one loves it.
Yeah.
Wow.
One swallows, one doesn't.
A lot of times you got a face, but it doesn't do much. But this one, all the eyes work, the mouths work.
They put a big dopey pink hat on it.
Yeah, and this
it's going to make it look cute.
These faces are well developed, although it has one huge cheek in between the in between the faces.
Smack it.
And a weird dimple.
With a dimple in the middle.
Lali's condition is often linked to serious health complications. Doctors in New Delhi say she's doing well, but have suggested a computerized tomography scan. The scan should determine whether her internal organs are normal. Lali's father says he thought that was unnecessary.
I wonder if she can. Of course, the father thought it was unnecessary. Idiot father with his awful DNA, broken sperm.
She can handle 2 customer service calls at once when she grows up. Hello, my name is Pam. My name is Cindy. What's not?
And I'm the same person.
I wonder if, because the heads are. Picture an apple, like on both sides, they're facing away, almost like far left and far right.
Yeah.
So will those eyes like just see a panoramic view of a room?
Oh yeah. How does it see?
Do they all work?
That's a great question.
Creep.
Like a fly, little fly girl.
Never get old enough to ask it.
Wait, if you got 4, wow, I don't know.
Like picture where your ears are, kind of like looking. It literally is covering the entire room and partially behind.
Yeah, her eyes absolutely would cover from ear to ear.
Yeah.
That's what you're getting at.
But how could? Yeah. What do you see?
I guess everything. That,
Double.
Like, maybe they focus it into one picture the way we do with 2. I don't know.
That's weird.
Let's go
panoramic view.
Let's go to Gary in Island Park. Gary.
Gary.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Not bad. Listen, I spent some time up at Poughkeepsie over the winter, and there's a guy up there named Cooper. He's on TDH. It is the most disturbing radio voice you've ever wanted to hear. You think you got the bubblies now, Anthony? Every morning the guy would give me the bubblies.
The bubblies.
The bubblies.
I got the bubblies.
Anthony's percolating. All right, thank you, sir.
I want to know why the father doesn't want to scan. If I was with a girl and she had a baby like that, I would throw that thing at a doctor and say, "Fix it."
What the hell did you do?
Bring me back when I want to kiss its cheek. Not in the middle of the face cheek either.
Yeah,
cheek in the middle of its face.
We gotta let's get a picture up on onaradio.com so people can check this out. Unless they're doing their own searching, but we make it easy for you with that website.
Yeah, it's kind of not hard to Google a two-faced Indian baby.
You feed both mouths?
I don't know.
Like, what do you do? Do we have any more info on this?
They never give that info that you really want.
Yeah.
All those unanswered questions.
There's one yawn while the other one's like yapping.
Yeah.
Well, the article is very long, so why don't we have someone highlight that and see if we got more info on the two-faced kid. All right, in other news...
There are some things you just don't forget about your wedding day. The vows, the cake, the well wishes, the taser. Late into the night, the party was still going strong at their house in Vallejo. That's when the police arrived, responding to loud music complaints.
Let them do what they do. It's their wedding night. They gotta have fun.
But it was when officers came a second time that the party got even stronger.
The groom was outside. I believe his a new wife accompanied him, and the brother of the groom. And he took a fighting stance, took his shirt off, balled his hands up in fists, and advanced on one of our officers. And as a result of that, he was tased.
She got tased on his wedding night. That's shady.
What?
Oh, show. He got tased at, yeah.
No!
Okay.
Okay.
Therese Williams, the groom, and his brother, DeLorean Johnson, were arrested for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest, as well as public intoxication. Teresa's new bride was cited for public intoxication as well.
Looking out the window, it was like 15 cop cars.
So instead of their night celebrating, they were taken to a cell and left waiting. If they do plan the honeymoon, let's just hope the hotel won't be booked. And they won't be either.
Oh, God, what a hack.
The groom, Therese Williams, is also on parole for a robbery conviction.
And just in case you were worried here, neither the groom nor the bride suffered any serious injuries.
Cares.
All of that hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo? That isn't hullabaloo.
And why would we be worried?
Yeah, well, I'm very worried.
Crap about this couple.
About DeLorean.
When the hell did this happen?
Yeah, a little Back to the Future thing there. Let's say hi to Mike the trucker. Mike, what's up?
I was just wondering if that baby, if she's a regular 4 eyes or if she's got 2 eyes in the back of her head. That's it. Punch it out.
You stink.
We didn't really need your help to suck. Thank you, sir. Let's go to Chris in Jersey. Chris, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Yeah, I just want to bring up a point about the two-faced baby. Now, when she speaks, the two mouths speak in sync, or can she speak at different rates and say different things?
Yeah, babble.
Yeah, we're going to try to get more info on the two-faced baby. It's not a two-headed baby. It's actually a two-faced baby.
One big head.
The head is just slightly larger than a regular baby.
If she can talk out of both of them, every woman is going to run out to have this operation. Just have another mouth put on their cheek. Another set of eyes so they can look at the dumb shoes and drive.
4 eyes for the husband to blacken.
Thanks, guys. Punch it out.
It's amazing. It always goes to one of two places.
Of course.
Yeah, well.
That's a damn good question, though. When the baby cries, they come out of the same... I bet you the vocal cords only go to one.
Yeah, probably. And that neck holding up that abomination of a head.
Maybe Dr. Steve knows.
Hey, it's a slow news day, so they're doing this on the news.
All right, and this one puts a new spin on the term road rage. 2 wild turkeys duked it out in the middle of an off-ramp from the turnpike in Maine. A state trooper who taped the fight tried to break it up unsuccessfully. It's not clear why the two were battling it out, but authorities say it is mating season, so the pair may have been in the middle of a lover's quarrel. Ultimate fighting with turkeys.
Yeah, how they know it's a female and a male?
Well, I'm sure there was ways to find out.
Just more news banter.
And I think
they love it.
I think they had a little sound effects machine. I don't think that was the turkey.
No, it wasn't the turkey.
Oh.
How do you know the difference between a male and a female? You look for the big...
Hey, the number one book in America. What do you think
Jesus
it is?
Christ.
Oh, no.
What do you think the number one book in America is?
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Is it?
Is what?
It's not Jesse, is it?
No. No, this is of all time.
Oh, hold on.
Favorite book for Americans?
Dr. Spock's book?
The Bible.
The Bible would be the correct answer.
Oh.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Most popular book is the Bible.
That don't count.
Huh?
Doesn't count.
The second
book.
Well, that's all right. So the Bible is the most.
How about nonfiction?
The most, the most popular book in America. The second most popular book. There's a big drop off. You got the Bible. Then what are you thinking?
The Story of O. No.
Story of O.
Oh, it's about bondage, sexual torture.
All right, now I can laugh.
Bible.
I knew you were going.
Hold on. The Scrabble dictionary.
Dianetics.
Dianetics. It's a big drop off. Well, the men.
Wait.
Their second favorite book in America. Bible's number one. Men shows.
Wait.
Shows.
I don't know.
Lord of the Rings.
Ugh.
Bible, Lord of the Rings.
Boys,
Geeks.
not men.
Women. Second favorite book in America. Bible being number one.
Where to stand when the game is on. And the answer is directly in front of the television while you're yapping.
They go with Gone with the Wind.
I had higher hopes for that. People, I apologize.
And others in the top 10 favorite books would be The Da Vinci Code, To Kill a Mockingbird, Angels and Demons,
Penthouse Forum.
Atlas Shrugged, whatever that is.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of that one. And, of course, Catcher in the Rye.
All right.
That would be number one on the famous books to assassinate people with. Probably.
Yeah.
All those wackos love Catcher in the Rye. I've never read it.
Is that?
I'm afraid if I do, I'll want to shoot somebody. It's great. Can you sign this and then eat this? All right.
And now it's time for O&A filler.
Ooh.
Oh.
We got Stephen Kenny doing Paradise by the Dashboard Lights.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Because we were going to interview Meatloaf, and then he blew us off. But we had this fine little piece that we spent a lot of time on, and we only played it once. And I think today's the perfect day to play it again.
Well, do we have... how long is it?
Oh, it's long to get us almost 8:40.
Oh, jeez.
Freeze play is going to be close. Here's the throw. Here's the play at the plate. Holy cow, I think he's going to make it.
Stop right there. I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away and will you make me your wife? Do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away and will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever?
Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it, and I'll give you my answer in the morning. Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it. I'll give you my answer in the morning. Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Let me sleep on it. I'll give you my answer in the morning.
I gotta know right now, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away and will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? What's it gonna be, boy? Come on! I can wait all night. What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no? What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no?
Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. We sleep on it. You answer in the morning.
I gotta know right now, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away and will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? And will you love me forever?
We sleep on it.
Will you love me forever?
We sleep on it.
Will you love me forever?
I couldn't take it any longer. Lord, I was crazed. And then the feeling came upon me like a tidal wave. I started swearing to my God and on my mother's grave that I would love you till the end of time. I swore that I would love you till the end of time. So now I'm praying for the end of time to hurry up and arrive. Cause if I gotta spend another minute with you, I don't think I can really survive. I'll never break my promise or forget my vows, but God only knows I can do it right now. Pray to the end of time, all I can do. Praying for the end of time, I can end my time with you. Today and going far away.
It never felt so good, it never felt so right, and we're all glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. It never felt so good, it never felt so right, and we're all glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. It never felt so good, it never felt so right, and we're all glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. It never felt so good, it never felt so right, and we're all glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife.
So much better than it was today.
All right, let me do it again.
No. It's not done, is it?
And we're back.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's part of the song.
Huh?
Okay.
No, don't make me play. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, no.
We did another song, too, you know.
I was,
Yes, Jimmy.
I want to congratulate Louisiana lawmakers. They're considering castration for sex offenders.
Yeah, this one comes up every so often.
An offender who there's certain treatment, I guess, which diminishes your sexual urges. An offender who doesn't want the treatment could opt for physical castration. Like, I don't. How can anyone be against this? Like, are there people like it? Maybe none of our listeners are, because everyone we mention something like this, callers like, yeah, good idea. Is anybody actually against castrating?
I know.
Pedophiles?
I'm sure there's a lot of people against it.
People, the sex offenders.
Well, aside from them.
Same people against the death penalty, I would imagine. Those wackos.
Does it work, or will the people be like more frustrated and just kill people after that?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah,
it works.
Like make you angry.
Nah, they'll just have lazy sex. Very, very, very tired, lame sex. Hey, Dave. Dave.
Hello.
Hi, Dave. How are you today?
Are you jamming?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good.
Right.
I don't know. Just wondering if I could play the guitar in the air. I'm kind of hanging out and
all right.
haven't gone to sleep yet.
Sure. After the break, we're going to have listeners play their guitar on the air, and you could also just call and say hi. Why don't you start it, Dave? Go ahead.
Sounds good to me.
He needs Kenny on vocals.
All right, look. Dave just started a bit. After the break,
What's it called? Go 0-0 on the
Yeah. After the break, you and your guitar, it's called. We're going to play a game of you and your guitar after the break.
How about who could ever play their guitar and then break it and make the funniest sound when breaking their guitar?
So plug in. I don't care if it's electric, acoustic. It's you and your guitar next on the Opie and Anthony Show. We're going to turn this thing around. It's Opie and Anthony getting ready to play Me and My Guitar. So far, we got one guy on the line. If you want to play your guitar for us, 877-212-ONA. What's up, Jimmy?
Our buddy Bob Kelly, big day for him yesterday. His CD came out, and with it, it's like a really cool package. He's got a DVD and stuff with it. So go give Bob, because the listeners do the same thing to Bob that they do to me. Like, because the CD is really good. Like, I wish it wasn't so I could trash it, but it's actually really good, and the DVD with it is a documentary that I'm in and Colin's in.
Also, I think they put his Comedy Central special on.
Oh, is a special on there, too?
On that DVD as well. So you get his new CD, You get the Comedy Central special he did recently, and then the DVD he filmed with all his comedian pals.
And some of the reviews they're just talking about, everyone has like dude with 8 U's in it, like dad. But give Bob a couple of real reviews, because this poor bastard, here's what I deal with. Rest in peace, little Jimmy. We're gonna miss him because you have AIDS. Do you know I've had people? One time I did a CD, and some massage therapist wouldn't see me. Because she's like, I read online that you had AIDS. I swear to God. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, there was an online review of something you did. It was helping for my first CD. And she's like, it said you have AIDS. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I'm on a radio show and the listeners
and they're smart asses.
And the listeners just get silly.
Could you you could tease Bob, but give him a couple of real reviews, because it is actually a really good thing. And these people from Comedy Central are going to look at this and go, what are you...
They're looking at Bob Kelly very closely. So, help him out a little bit. If you think the CD's really good and funny, I think you go to Amazon.com and you leave a review for potential buyers. It's called Just a Tip, and it's very, very good. And I know Robert Kelly, all kidding aside, is very, very excited about this project being released.
He should be.
We all are.
It's like we goof on Dumb Bob because he's our buddy, but it's like he's a legit comic. And
yeah, very funny.
Annoying to see legit comics not getting their due. Like, you see a lot of weak comics being pushed and a lot of unfunny comics, and Bob's an animal, and he's really honest and brutal, and he's funny, man.
And he's actually doing very well. He's where is he on Amazon? Yesterday he was way down, like 800 or something like that. Now he's under 100.
Is he under 100?
Yeah, he's doing very well, and I think he's the third. He's number 3 on the comedy list.
That's great.
Travis, what do you got?
Wow,
help me out here,
please, Travis.
No, just say it. I don't give a crap if it's your voice or mine.
Hang on.
He's in 80th place overall.
83.
83, okay, but moving up.
Yes, with a bullet.
Fast, yeah.
Hey, can someone screen cap that for Bob? Because, again, people at Comedy Central were happy. They said if he got, in the 5,000s.
Seriously?
Wow. I swear to God, they have no faith in the fact that he's going to sell a lot of CDs. I mean...
of course he's going to sell a lot of CDs.
Because he's not overexposed on television, so a lot of people see it, they don't know...
Right.
How fun. I hate the fact I'm talking good about Bob, but I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
As much as I'd like to just give Bob a good smashing, this CD.
Yeah.
All right, very nice.
So give him a couple of real reviews.
Help down to 91.
Oh, boy.
Down to 91? He'll take that in a second.
All right, sir.
Can we get Bob into the top 10?
Yeah, that would be nice.
5 minutes. Can you give Sweet Bob some glory?
That would be very, very nice. I guess
not. Come see me in Detroit.
I guess people...
F Bob.
Yeah. I guess people didn't take me seriously. We do want to play Me and My Guitar. And we got one, but now the phones are licked because now we resold it, and now they're all calling.
Now they know it's serious.
But first, we got an update on the girl born with 2 faces.
Oh.
A girl born in India with a rare condition is being worshipped as a Hindu goddess.
Did we do this one already?
The baby was born last month with 2 faces. Except for her ears, all of the infant's facial features are duplicated. Doctors say the baby can drink milk from her 2 mouths and open and shut both sets of eyes at the same time. Some villagers are hailing the baby as a return of the Hindu goddess Valor, which is traditionally depicted with 3 eyes and many arms.
Right now, Anthony wishes he had 2 asses.
Anthony's back in the bathroom.
Wait, do we?
This show is a cluster F of epic proportions today.
He dropped something. Who handed you that?
I don't know.
All right, I want them fired.
It's the same story. I think they had one more little tidbit.
Why do cultures worship deformities?
I don't know. Because they don't have good health care. They got to do something with these freaks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's either a system that we're all going down the toilet or it's holy.
Yeah.
All right, be nice to it.
Bring back P.T. Barnum or make him into a god or goddess. Let's say hi to Troy in Pennsylvania. Troy, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
By the way, there's only one rule to Me and My Guitar. You play Stairway to Heaven, you're out of here. Is that what you had?
Oh.
Okay, good. What do you got, Troy? Let's go.
All right, here we go.
I heard better guitar playing in Cheech and Chong's next movie.
Let's go to Dave in New York. Dave, it's Me and My Guitar. What's up, sir?
Hi there. This is an original. I like to play it, acoustic.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me why I felt so rotten. This is all meant to be forgotten. Never.
Oh my God. Bob Dylan.
Very nice. Let's say hi to Jake in Massachusetts. We're playing Me and My Guitar.
Hold on, can I point out?
I liked it.
I'm happy I just made Nathaniel, though. The only sound you heard after that was the rustle of a tumbleweed blowing across the console.
Hold on. We got an intro and everything, so now we have to continue the game. I like it.
Well,
look, Paul Schaefer makes millions of dollars doing exactly that. So. You know what? I'm gonna play the I'm gonna play the stinger before every guy now.
No,
so. Jake, Massachusetts. It's Me and My Guitar on the Opie and Anthony Show.
What's up, Bubba Boys? I'm going to play an original. That last guy gave me AIDS listening to that. Hold on 1 second.
All right.
Oh, good God, what is this? You have a rare gift, sir. Very good.
Who's not listening to this right now? Come on. John on Long Island.
Hey, what's going on? This is an original by the Dungallies boys. Here you go.
All right.
Into the kitchen, they will run. Haters moves on the sound. Seeing jokes of when rather than size to wake up their movie. If the real things now sleep, so they take and chill with their face when around to the side to wake up their movie. Thank you.
Can I point out the worthlessness of Jim Norton? Since I have mentioned helping Bob out, he has dropped 5 spots on the Amazon list.
Jesus. Just a tip. Go buy Robert Kelly's CD, will you? Amazon.com.
Can't believe I tried to help the guy and I just sent him into the basement.
Unbelievable.
What a failure I am.
Only on this show. Let's say hi to Chris in Queens as we continue with Me and My Guitar. Chris, what's up?
Dude, what's going on, guys? Check this out. Ready?
Yep.
This is called One Live Beast. Hold on.
Now we're rocking. You're going to do it all day?
No, enough.
Yeah. Very, very nice. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Chris. Hey, Chris. Chris, thank you. Chris. Hey, Chris. Chris, thank you. Chris. Chris. Oh, my God. Thank you.
By the way,
yes.
Can I take back everything I said about Naomi Campbell's body?
Why?
Because on Fox they were just showing the British Airways Band of Her Life, and they showed her on a catwalk.
Yeah.
And then she was walking back with her ass in like a.
Oh, really?
Boy,
Nice
she
ass.
looked good.
She's got a tiny little boy's ass.
God, did she look good.
Oh, sorry, Jimmy. I thought you were done.
No, nice muscular thighs that were rubbing together. Really sexy.
Yeah.
And they got muscular thigh. Well, all right.
Let's say hi to Dave in New York. We're playing Me and My Guitar. Dave, what's up?
Hey there. I just want to play a song here.
Yeah.
Make it out?
Yeah.
How you never know that I'm
I fucked up real bad.
Whoa. He cursed. All right. Rob, Long Island, what's up?
Hey, guys, what's up?
Hey,
so
man.
is it safe to say that you guys have, like, absolutely no news to talk about today? You must be counting the minutes to 9 o'clock, huh?
When did you figure that one out?
Oh, about 10 minutes ago. Jim, have a good birthday, okay?
Thank you, sir. My birthday is always forgotten on this radio show, and it's hurtful.
Well, Anthony in Arkansas, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, have these been all these guys, have they been learning their guitar skills from the school of Papa Rock? Stop fiddling!
Yeah, and if we're going to play Me and My Guitar, we want to hear songs where we're all like, yeah, right on, man.
Yeah, we kind of know them.
Little Neil Young, some Zeppelin, something cool. We don't want originals.
No. That is a verbal, and that's an auditory.
It's an assault.
Assault, yeah.
That's Snake Plissken with the bat with the nail through it,
right?
Smashing that bald head. It actually looked like Bob Kelly that he hit in the it's from New York.
What do you got there, sir? Hello, you with the guitar,
sir.
You're on the line.
Hello?
Yeah, you. What's your name?
Yeah. Hey, this is Dave from Memphis.
All right.
I'll, since you don't want originals, I'll do the chorus from the Clapton tune.
We'll just play it. We'll figure it out.
Change the world. If I could change the world, I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. Baby, if I could change the world. How about that?
Very nice. Thank you, sir.
Every time you play it, I don't see it coming.
Yeah, I know. And it's horrid.
Kevin.
I'd rather
Yes.
I'd rather wear a toilet seat over my face and see sick Anthony coming in the room.
Oh, God.
Kevin, New York, I think you're going to wrap up Me and My Guitar.
God.
Pink Floyd.
Okay.
Groovy.
Hello.
No.
That was all right.
Very good.
Nice sound.
Yeah. All right, we're screening other Me and My Guitars. The screening process is very, very complicated for this bit. So if you want to play Me and My Guitar, you gotta call up and try to get through.
Lights still on?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Yes. Yeah. Frank is the star.
I thought it was the
Frank
original.
is Zeppelin.
Yeah. All right, let's say hi to the next Me and My Guitar player here. Yes, sir. What's your name?
This is Dave.
Hi, Dave.
All right, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. Real good, obviously.
Gotcha. Okay, what do you think?
You want to play your guitar?
Holy jeez.
It's the easiest bit ever, and we can't even do that right.
What are you, carving it out of wood? Hurry up.
He hung up in a panic. Guy hung up in a panic.
Could add national exposure.
Yeah.
Of his musical talents.
First band.
All right, well, there's a dumb crook. What he did was he filled out an application, and then he robs a store.
Georgia,
Georgia, a man trying to rob a convenience store made a blunder that led police right to him.
Really? What happened?
Officers say that he filled out a job application before holding up the golden pantry. Here is the surveillance video. Shows him writing his own name down. Brilliant.
He's at the counter right here, initially filling out the job application.
Athens Clark County Police Detective Jeff Clark is showing us surveillance video of Demetrius Robinson filling out a job application inside the Golden Pantry store here on West Broad Street last Wednesday after 11 p.m.
Suspect then goes behind the counter, approaching the clerk. At this time, he's given the application to the clerk.
Police say the 28-year-old man, who had only been in town for about a month, robbed the cashier after filling out an application for a job.
And if you see right there, the suspect has something. The clerk said it was a knife.
And they say that he would have been hired had he not jammed a gun in the registered person's mouth and said, "Fill up the bag, bitch." It always hurts future employment opportunity. Imagine if he got hired anyway. Like, well,
He's pretty good. He's a go-getter.
Yeah, we like this kid's stick-to-itiveness. He robbed her and knocked her teeth out, but now we need someone to replace her.
We didn't mind him robbing the store. We just didn't like that he was a...
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
Let's go to Ryan in Massachusetts. Ryan.
Hey, boys, why don't you just throw in some Brewer audio for the last half hour?
E-Rock, you got a 5-minute Jim Brewer bit for us today? You're looking? All right. Let's say hi to Pete in Jersey. Pete?
Yeah.
Hey.
I didn't linger longer this morning, so I only tuned in about 8 o'clock. What happened between 6 and 8 that we're getting this? What the fans do?
Well,
what did they do to piss you off?
Well, Anthony has the green apple splatters.
I can't sit here with this abdominal pain and actually think, boy, the lower intestine runs the body.
Certainly does.
Sorry to hear that.
Can I tell you the small satisfaction I got knowing that I had a housekeeper booked today to come and clean because they always come at 7?
Yeah.
And my girlfriend dozed off so peacefully last night, and I was just so happy to know that she right now is up and miserable.
Oh, really?
Listening to vacuum cleaners?
She is furious. She never stays over. But I purposefully, last night, because we went to couples therapy, and it was good. And so I said, well, what she needs is a good night's sleep that ends at 7:15.
Oh.
Because they just open the door, and she's naked in my apartment and miserable.
They just open the door and start rocking, too, right?
And I guarantee you right now she wants to kill herself, and I couldn't be happier.
And you.
Yeah.
And I knew it last night when I got her. Oh, is she not? I didn't tell her. I'm like, all right, baby, well, we'll go to bed. I'll go do radio.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Hey, there was more to that dumb crook fills out application than Rob Storr story.
Oh, because remind me to update you about couples therapy. Oh, you got the audio from couples therapy.
Oh, didn't go well?
We came to the conclusion that there's something wrong with me.
With you?
I'm gay. No, I'm kidding. No, it was actually good. I enjoyed it.
Did you?
I really did. Yeah, I liked it. It was actually, it was nice. The therapist is very intuitive.
Yeah. Did the clock break? Yeah, the clock fell off the wall.
Oh, wow. That's good luck in some cultures.
So I'm sorry, I was distracted because it was like a bullseye.
The clock did fall.
It hit the clock and it fell nice. So what were you saying, Jimmy?
Just the couples therapy went good. I was very happy.
They went good.
Yeah.
Oh,
surprisingly went well.
Were you to blame? Was it like?
No, I put the blame on myself for a lot of stuff.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the problem.
Did you just yap the whole time? You like took over the conversation. I could see you doing that.
No, she would ask us individual questions about when we met and all that crap, and no, we both answered pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm 75% of the problem.
You're the problem?
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh.
You have no doubt now?
No, I never did. I'm awful. Self-centered. I have a horrible temper. I rage all the time.
Could you and I go to couples therapy then, if you're going to admit to 75%?
Yeah.
Now that I know you're willing to admit to 75%, I think
absolutely.
I think I want to follow your chick's lead. That's a joke, Jimmy. But I love you. Let's say hi to Fontaine, it looks like. What's your name?
Fontaine.
All right.
Hi.
Hey, boys.
Hey.
I just called to say hi. You said I could.
Oh, yeah, you're allowed to say hi as well. You could call a nationally syndicated radio show and just say hi today. Hello.
That's right. I'm Fontaine, and I'm on the radio. Hi, me.
Hi, Fontaine.
Very nice.
I would just like to talk about
I got to interrupt this riveting conversation because... Now, we were going to blow off the bit, but we got somebody calling from Portugal just for this fine new bit that I came up with that we're going to play on a regular basis now. Bill, Portugal, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
This is Bill. I'm in Portugal.
Yeah.
All right, I got a song just for Anthony.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice, sir. Mongo the trucker. Mongo.
And my sexual addiction sometimes affects
Jimmy.
the way I relate to a partner.
But why'd you bring this up with 2 minutes left of the show? We could have done an hour on this.
I actually forgot.
You did? So how about we do this tomorrow?
Oh, I'd love to.
Because we can't just, run through this. We got to take our time with you and your girl going to couples therapy.
I just thought of the beauty of right now, her sitting there with morning breath on my sofa wanting to shoot herself.
Right.
So pleased.
Let's do it, Jimmy. Let's do it tomorrow, though.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think the listeners will find it very interesting. Let's say hi to Mongo the trucker. Mongo.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Since you guys are so slow, wondering if I could plug my website real quick.
Sure. What's your website?
I've got a message board just for truck drivers. It's mongothetrucker.com or driversresort.com.
All right, thank you.
All right, man.
Mongo. Patrick, Pittsburgh, what's up?
What's up? What's up, guys? Hey, I thought you're bringing back phone call Thursday, but now it's on Wednesday. What happened?
No, today is me and my guitar and just saying hi.
I'll be in Pittsburgh May 2nd.
I know. I have tickets. I can't wait to see you, Jimmy.
Thank you. Ooh. Come up and say hi after. We'll talk about some things.
You betcha.
That's what I do at my shows. I spend 10 minutes with every person I'm right, and I get to know you.
All right. That's all you wanted to say there, Patrick?
Oh, well, yeah.
All right. Paul, what's up?
Hey, I just wanted to say hi to Slappy and Wappy. Linger yesterday.
Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Punch it out.
Let's say hi to Karen. Karen?
Yes?
How are you, Karen?
Karen?
I'm not too good after listening to the shit you pulled about the two-faced baby this morning.
Language.
All right, hold on.
The language.
Karen, you want people to hear your outrage, so why would you curse?
Well, give me a break after the crap you pulled this morning on the radio.
What's the problem?
What's the crap we pulled? Anthony was pulling a lot of crap, but not on the radio.
What crap, sweetheart?
Yeah, what crap?
Well, you're making fun of a baby? I mean, have you sunk that low?
Making fun of a monster.
Yeah.
You think that's funny?
Yeah.
Yes, we absolutely.
It isn't funny at all. It makes you people more moronic than you ever were.
Hey, you want to hear the back and forth, or you just want to do a monologue yourself?
Yeah.
Do we think it's funny?
Why don't you shut your stupid mouth and stop picking on people's children?
Because I get paid to talk, and you're just a dumb broad who sits home and calls it and complains. Do we find it funny? No, the idea of a two-faced baby is not funny. But the news exploits things like that. Why is the news allowed to address things like that to get viewers, but we're not allowed to address it in humor? Why is that?
Because there's no humor about it.
I think it's hilarious.
Of course there is a morbid humor.
Because you don't have a intelligent level at all.
I think it's hilarious.
Or intelligence.
But did you give birth to a? Why do you care about a baby with two faces? Did you give birth to one of these monsters?
I care about all children.
Oh, that's because you're better than we are. Wait, sweetheart, you don't think it's odd that in India there's a deformed baby and they're worshiping it? Don't you think that's kind of funny that a bunch of people, instead of going, wow, we need better medical care, or we had a kid that's got a rare defect, they make it a god? I mean, there's something bizarrely funny about that.
That's their culture.
Oh, yeah, good. Good. That's your explanation.
People worship in America. That's pretty sick, too.
And you can't imagine the possibilities of having two faces and what you could do with those two mouths when you get older?
Hold on, what'd you say, sweetheart?
That's really, you people need some serious in-house therapy.
So why are you listening?
In-house.
You're right. It is sad.
Yeah, why does it have to be in-house? Oh, of course she left.
Yeah, typical woman.
Sad.
That's it. Spit out what you want and then run away. Put on your apron. Go back to doing what you were doing. I care about all children.
Just think in school, If the poor little thing has to wear glasses, they'll call it 8 eyes.
Oh, all you got to do is put little wings on it for Halloween. Oh, a fly again.
Oh, my God. Give me a break.
So you just open the can of worms. Old cheek in the middle of the face.
Yeah.
You bet we're going to tease it.
Absolutely.
I care about all children. Shut your face. Good for you.
Is she lacking in her life that she's got to care for all children?
No, it's probably a healthy womb.
No, she gave birth to some kind of monster.
You think some kind of freakazoid?
It hit too close to home. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, why shouldn't children be made fun of? We make fun of adults. We make fun of dead people. We make fun of everything. Why are children off the list?
Yeah.
Why? That's what I say.
Yeah.
Why?
Plus, they can't fight back.
All right, this has been fun.
Toilet loads of fun.
Here's what I used to say when I was young. It's been real, it's been nice, but it hasn't been real.
It's good.
Come on, Fatty.
You rock.
I know what you want.
Look at that boob.
My God, they're giant.
That turn you on?
Whip 'em out Wednesday. It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
FM 202.